Hello everybody, welcome aboard. Happy Friday. It's good to see you guys. Hope you're doing well. We're here in what is decidedly not a CRJ. I know the CRJ is the hotness this week, but not so much for me, because I'm an X-Plane, and we don't really have a CRJ. Actually, I was going to fly the CRJ 200 and really do a nice troll stream, but unfortunately at the 11th hour, the CRJ 200 decided that it didn't want to work at all. It wouldn't power up. It wouldn't do anything. So, as a result, I said screw that and decided to go with the backup plane, which was the Boeing 757-200 by FlightFactor. Bad Beaker, good to see you, man. Lance742, welcome aboard. Cooperfish, happy Friday. Solid model indeed, says Bob. Yeah, or says Bob. Yeah. US Dent 2010, good to see you. Laptops okay to flight. Absolutely, laptops, beers, whatever you got, man. 37 Bravo. I don't know off the top of my head. We can talk about the mic once we get a little further on. I can go look up and see exactly what it is. But, is that thunder? No, it's not thunder. It's an airplane. It's completely crystal clear outside. It wouldn't be thunder. Yeah, so anyway, playing around with the 757 tonight. I was going to do the CRJ 200. That didn't work. So here we are. Got some new audio equipment. I'm not, like I said, I'm not completely sold on it yet. I generally like the way that it sounds. I think I can do a lot more with this than I can with the headset microphone. But yeah, I'm not 100% sold on it. So this is going to be a work in progress. It's going to be a lot of experimentation and trying not to make it pop because I keep doing that. Anyway, B Keith 21, thank you for welcome to the Beer of the Month Club, man. B Keith, I think you've been here before. I'm not sure why it's showing you as a new sub. If you're here, B Keith, let me know. That was from earlier. The Big Bang Sniper, welcome to the Beer of the Month Club. Thank you very much for your support. Cheers. Ray River here for 2 months. 2 months in a row. Happy Friday, Ty and chat. Happy Friday, Mr. Ray River. Thank you very much for your support. And Captain Fruit Loops is here for the very first time. Welcome, sir, to the Beer of the Month Club. Thank you very much for your support. Cheers. Dogs, good to see you, buddy. Who else we got in here? CPHL, welcome aboard. Ernie the Cat, welcome aboard. Frank T, good to see you, buddy. Nuo the 11th, good to see you. Happy Friday, guys. I am 1 week away from vacation, and I cannot wait. Alpha Bacon 56 here for 2 months. He says, thanks for the good times. Well, thank you for showing up. Thank you very much for your continued support. Cheers. I appreciate it, buddy. You're too kind. Leighton 23, good to see you, man. KC Flyer, welcome aboard. Happy Friday. So, yeah, I don't know what to say. We'll let some of these things cycle in a little bit here. Cooperfish 2002, thank you for the 3 months. 3 months in this course is for you. Enjoy your races, C-Man. Thank you very much for your support. Am I headed to TCMN? Nah, man. We're gonna head up to we're heading up to San Jose. We're down in San Bernardino right now. So, yeah. So we're in the 757-200. It's like 3 times now already. We're in San Bernardino. The visibility is kind of crappy out here. I'm assuming either marine layer or fires. But I don't know off the top of my head. Nuo the 11th, thank you very much for your support. Welcome to Beer of the Month Club. Cheers, my friend. Cooperfish 2002 here for 3 months. Oh, yeah, I got that one. Alpha Bacon 56 here for 2 months as well. Cheers, my friend. Thank you very much for your support. Captain Fruit Loops, I'm not sure if I called you out. Welcome to Beer of the Month Club. I think everything just came in out of order. And there's, I think, more maybe alerts going to show up. I don't know, man. I'm off my game tonight. Tyson Harris says, don't tell my wife I'm drinking. Okay, I won't do that. Piper 5299 X-Ray, good to see, man. Anyway, let's jump into this plane right now. This is the 757 version 2 by FlightFactor. I haven't flown this plane for a while. I went trolling back through the archives to see, like, what planes haven't I flown for a while, what planes have I flown recently and all that. And I found out that it's been, I think, 7 months since I flew this thing on the stream. So that means it's probably been 7 months since I've flown it all together because I haven't done a whole lot of flying off the stream. So we're going to fly this thing tonight. I really wanted to fly the CRJ 200 though because I think it's such a great little plane. And but yeah, whatever, man. We're in this thing. Let's see if I can remember how to turn this sucker on. So if we go to the overhead panel here, we're going to go turn the batteries on first. The batteries are going to be right there. Bring you up, turn you on. Put the standby power to auto. That's a good sign, right? It's already coming to life. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in the view here because I can't read half the stuff that's on the overhead panel. For whatever reason, when I updated it, it wiped out my all of my view settings. So I had to go through and set that all again. Oh, I should get my joystick. There we go. So this little tablet here will come online for me. Yeah, come on, you can do it. All right, anyway. Batteries on. We want to get, let's put the ground power on for the time being. So we'll pop on down here. go to the ground menu. Pull the high pressure unit, the GPU in, and we're going to go to gate config, which we are. Pop that away. Back to the overhead panel. We will crank on the external power. Auto on the bus ties. There she comes alive. And we'll go ahead and go left to right over here. Yaw dampers can come on. Hydraulics to bring all those on in auto. I don't think you're supposed to do that yet. I'm going to do it anyway. APU gen is off. External power is on. Bus ties to auto. Just turn the gens on. Don't care about those. Leave the APU off for the time being. Emergency exit lights go down to armed. Engine starts are on both. Engine start switches are both off. Fuel pumps are off. Fantastic. Anti-ice is off. Lights, we'll go ahead and turn on the position lights. We'll turn on the... Is there... Oh, there's the logo light over there. Okay. Window heat 1, 2, 3, and 4 can come on. Passenger signs, no smoking sign goes to auto. Seatbelt sign can stay off. Cabin altitude control, we'll leave that on auto, I guess. We'll be landing approximately sea level. We can do that. Yeah, good enough right there. Okay. Disgruntled Sailor, welcome to the Beer of the Month Club. Thank you very much for your support. Cheers. Disgruntled Sailor, I thought you had subbed before, man. None of you won a giveaway a long time ago. Puerto Rico, good to see you, man. Shane Am12, welcome aboard. Am I heading? Oh, no. I'm not going to TNC. No, I'm not going in real life there. I'm going to the Azores in real life. Heading down to Graciosa Island in the Azores. Go look that one up. It's tiny. We'll just spoilers. Get there. Right side here. We'll turn these to auto. Auto. Fantastic. 1, 2, 3. Trim air on. Restrict fans can come on. Packs, we'll go ahead and bring the packs to auto because we do have the outside air on right now. And we'll leave all of the bleeds off for the time being. That's the overhead panel. That looks good. Come on down to the FMC here. Let's get the FMC aligned. Get the IRSs aligned, I should say. Good position in it. We're at KSBD. I decided to change the airports up, make it a little different tonight. I was thinking about John Wayne, but I'm like, you know how many flights we've done out of John Wayne? Like, practically all of them. So we're going to go out of San Bernardino, because we never go out of San Bernardino. Pop that in there, and the IRS alignment will start doing its aligning thing. Great. Okay, so while that's happening, I'm going to load people and fuel on here, and then we'll call up the controllers and get our clearance. So, while I keep talking and stalling here, I'm going to look over at the sim brief window, and I'll show you where I'm looking. We're going to take a peek here first of all. 239 passengers with a zero fuel weight of 184,000 pounds. That's what we'll shoot for first. Come on down here. Go to airplane. Open all, I guess. Ground. I don't think we can put that many passengers, 239, but okay, 100. We can do 170, it looks like. But we will try to target that zero fuel weight, 184,000 pounds. So we want to add 12,000 to this, about 18,000. That gives us 184,000 right there, so that the calculations and all that stuff can be relatively on point. Happy with that. And then as far as fuel weight goes, we're bringing 20,700 pounds of fuel. So we'll say 21,000 pounds of fuel. Good. Hit the load button. There's no fuel truck. Bring the fuel truck, then hit the load button. Now we're loading a plane. We can hear the people coming in. We can look over and we can verify fuel's coming on board. Which it is. BB's 868 is here for the very first time. Welcome, sir. Happy Friday. It's good to see you. Crazy Diamond, welcome aboard. This CRJ update looks amazing. I know, look how big the engines are on the new CRJ. Like this Dash 700 model really is something special. And I've been very excited for Aerosoft to release this thing for so long, because it really is just a remarkable and evolutionary plane, especially in the Boeing house livery. It's not aligning, he says. Yeah, it probably isn't. Oh yeah, right. I gotta put these on nav. Retard. Now it'll align. Is it aligning now? I don't know. I forgot to put the IRSs on nav. So when I hit the align button, it didn't actually start aligning. There we go. There's the align mode. Okay, now we're aligning. Haha. I knew I'd messed something up. Tim PE here for 7 months. 7 months. I don't know what BB stands for. I don't know what that means. Where does the time go? Tim, thank you very much for your continued support. Cheers, my friend. Tim, I was at a drum corps show last night. I'll be at the drum corps finals a week from tomorrow. It's gonna be a good time. I remember you saying something about that. So you know, I gotta rub that one in just a little bit. Thought you were streaming tonight, Tim. What? Go. Align. Now is it aligning? I don't know. Is it aligning? Ghost Rider in the Sky. Good to see you, man. I missed the DCI show here. That's a bummer, dude. Yeah, I got to see the Crusaders, Madison Scouts, the Academy, and the Blue Knights last night. Not the best show, but whatever. Get to Pants. Good to see Ashley. Happy Friday. Bugman2425 is in the house. Happy Friday, sir. It's amazing how often people get the CRJ and the 757 mixed up. I know, there's so much like they're just so much like the same plane. Am I on? We flip the top switch to heading on the IRS. No, they're aligning now. Okay, they're doing something. So I don't know. We'll check back here soon and see if they work. If not, then I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay, so we got people and fuel coming on board. Let's program. Actually, let's not program anything. Let's call up clearance and yeah, figure out how we're getting out of here. So we're gonna be flying as Boeing, BOE 717, San Bernardino, up to San Jose. AFT. Okay. To see. Oh yeah, right. Yeah. I got you. This guy, you can see. That's right. Yeah. Okay, it's got 6 minutes. Yeah. Thanks. I always forget about that one. Apparently, I completely forget how to how to align these things to begin with. Mike Zulu Hotel, welcome aboard. You want alignment time? Yeah, we got it, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Total Rico, thanks, buddy. Is that a new mic? Late in the 23. It is a new mic. Yeah. We're testing some equipment out to see if I like it or not. I'm not completely sold on it yet, but we'll see what happens. The worst part is that I have to actually make a conscious effort to talk into this thing, and that's actually more difficult than it sounds. And you want it to be close, but not too close. And if I talk too loud, then it starts. I don't know. These are my problems, not your problems. You draw an airplane in the sky. Did you guys see the link where they drew the airplane in the sky? I must have had 100 people link that thing to me yesterday. Which, don't get me wrong. There it goes. Don't get me wrong. That was really cool. But, yeah. I got tired of seeing it. Coming in hot right there. Let's try that. Do that. Maybe do that a little bit. Bring you up. See, that's better. Nice and snuggly with the mic for extra radio voice. Oh, yeah. Right here. But the problem is if I do that, then I got to talk real quiet. But I could do that. Okay. Anyway, what was I doing here? I was trying to find the clearance. I'm distracted. Let me see. KSBD. Heading up to KSJC. Okay. And then put you away. Go to plates. Add plate, SBD, airport diagram. And ground here is 21.8. That's who we're going to tune into. 21.8 right there. Let's see how much chaos we have tonight. Put the link in chat. Link for what? I don't have a link for anything. The new mic picks all sorts of amazing background noises. Yeah, see, that's the problem that I have with it. But yeah, this is all about testing stuff, and if I don't like it, I'll just send it back. I'm really indifferent to the whole thing. Go away. Stop.
Retard.
Okay. I think we can do this here in a second. Tango Whiskey, welcome to the Bit of the Month Club. Thank you very much for your support. Cheers. Appreciate it. Problem is I have an air conditioner that's running 2 feet away from my setup. So it makes for all sorts of little problems. Alright, so we're going to call ground up. We're Boeing 717. We're going to be IFR to San Jose. Let's just make sure radios and all that stuff are working. Good. Nope. This is why we check things. I'm supposed to be on 21.8, but it shows me that I'm on 20.3. Which neither of my radios are tuned into right now. So the PilotEdge map says I'm tuned into 120.3. Why are we hyped for the CRJ? It's a joke. Hi, Mr. Pickles. Good to see you. K-Buff Aviator, welcome aboard. We check things now. We check things occasionally. Like, when it comes to the pilot, like the initial calls to PilotEdge, I want to check to make sure that I'm actually in the right frequency. And right now I'm tuned to 20.3, according to their stuff. However, my radio says 21.8. This radio says 24.3. Neither of these radios say 20.3. You guys might notice that. Push VHF 1 on the audio knob. You mean that one right there? One of these days, I want this. I want to fly a plane that just works. Should be hyped for the SSJ CRJ 700. Yeah, I know. Whenever they come out with it, man. Papa Whiskey Mike, good to see you. Ben Fielder, welcome aboard. The volume knob should push out. Nope. It goes up and down. That one goes up and down. That one goes up and down. This is supposed to be the one that controls the one you're transmitting on, I believe. Or the one, yep, the one you're transmitting on. So that don't work. Still showing 21.8. Alright, let's play with DataRef Editor.
Retard.
Radio. Radio killed the video star. Wait, what? Andy Black, thank you very much for your 4 months of support. He says, hey cat, hey all. Cheers, my friend. Thank you. Cheers. All that good stuff. Radios won't work without the APU on. Of course they won't. Why would they work without the APU on? So let's turn the APU on, I guess. All the planes are broken. None of them work at all. I was just going to fly a Cherokee tonight. Like, the original thing I wanted to do like a week ago was just go fly a damn Cherokee and do some general aviation stuff. But I'm like, no. We'll fly some airliners, you know. We'll make people happy. Chevy Rule 727, thank you for 7 months. 7 months of not spending a dime. Cheers, my friend. Your 7 months have made me like $20. I appreciate it, buddy. You reveal why I'm flying the Bonanza tonight for my first stream in 3 months. Yeah, no kidding. Ben Fielder, am I trying to catch me in SJC when I go in from there? All right, dude. Well, it may be a while before we get up there at this point.
So 172 Sierra Papa Samurai ground. Say location on the field and say intentions.
Seriously. Okay, pro tip.
Taxiway, Quebec.
If you want to run with the radios on this plane, make sure you turn the APU on. Because that makes sense. All right, 121.8. There we go. Okay, so we're going to call San Bernardino ground. We're Boeing 717, and we are IFR to San Jose. You should only fly planes that aren't broken.
Alpha to Alpha
yes,
8.
Yes, I should. M. DePaul, good to see you. Official DSG, welcome aboard. Kahu01, welcome aboard. It's good to see you.
Runway 30.
Took 2 weeks of back and forth with Keek to figure that out. That's crazy, dude. Well, I'm glad you guys figured it out and I don't have to. San Bernardino ground, Boeing 717, IFR to San Jose. See what he decides to give me.
17 San Bernardino ground, you're clear to the San Jose airport. Runway 24, departure procedure to Paradise, then as filed. Maintain 6,000. Expect followable 360, 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 135.4, squawk 2252.
Go to San Jose, runway 24, departure procedure, Paradise, then is filed. 6,000 on departure, 360 within 5, departure 135.4, squawk 2252, Boeing 717.
Boeing 717, reback clear.
All right. Turn you down. All right, let's get some stuff programmed in here. Let's start with FlightFactor. So, bring FlightFactor on. We're going to fly Paradise, PDZ. From there, we're going to go to Pomona. After Pomona comes Avenal. After Avenal comes Makers. From there, we're going to go to Robbie. Robbie. And then we're going to go to SJC. Procedure. Now, we can't load a departure procedure in here because they don't exist in the plates. But we do have an arrival. The Robbie 4. From Robbie. Why didn't we take the Robbie 4 from Avenal? That doesn't make any sense, but whatever. Okay. Oh, crap. I didn't actually load that. Let's try this again. Procedure. Arrival. Robbie. No transition. Add to route. Good. All right. And we'll come down here and do the same thing on the FMC. We are aligned, by the way, which is good news. Our first bit of concern. Anyway, we're flying KSBD. Nope, no, it's already programmed in there. KSBD, head up to KSJC. KSJC. Right there. Activate. Execute. And then we'll go to the route page because we're not. We'll brief the departure procedure here in a moment, but we're not going to worry about that right now. So PDZ, not ZZ, PDZ. Then direct to Pomona. Yes. And then direct to Avenal. And then Makers. KRS. From Makers, we go to Robbie. BIE. Execute that. Nope. Put you in there, then execute that. Departing and arriving. We're not going to do any departures. Going to do the arrival, though, into SJC. Could plan for the ILS 30 left? Yeah. ILS 30 left. From Gilrow? Oh, crap. I've got... Well, whatever. We can have FlightFactor up there. It's fine. SJC diagram. We'll pull up the arrival. Last point on the arrival is Gilrow. So we'll plan from Gilrow on the Robbie 4. No transition. Execute that. And then go to the legs page. Paradise, Pomona, Avenal, Makers, Robbie. And then we have, from Robbie, we have Goalie. Yep. From Goalie, we have CFBJK. What the hell is that? That is... What is that intersection? Where have you found this? It doesn't exist, I promise you. What? It's supposed to be Goalie. Oh, then SNS. Oh, yeah, never mind. Okay. It when it paged down, it really paged down. Okay, so Goalie... Jesus, man, this is going to be a hell of a night. Goalie, and then SNS, and then Gilrow, and then CFBJK, which who cares, right? SJC, ILS 30 left. There it is, CFBJK. It actually is a point that exists. And then Clyde, then we go in from there. Okay, so that's good. Everything went in just fine. Sendero, good to see you, man. Happy Friday, Mike. Digital Chaos, welcome aboard. Critic Sims, welcome aboard. Anybody else I missed? Life lessons learned. Yep. Uh-huh. Really time for... Oh, dude, you have no idea how time it is for vacation. It is so time for vacation. All right. Init ref. So let's punch you in there. Reserves are going to be from SimBrief. They're telling me... 7.1. Cruise altitude today is going to be 36,000 feet. And a cost index of 10. Apparently we're not in a hurry today. We'll take off. Oh, gosh. I always forget, what do you take off in this plane? Flaps 5? Great, flaps 5. And we'll, how much runway we got to work with here? 10,000 feet of runway? Yeah, we can derate the crap out of this. And CG, we'll put that in there. Trim's 4.2. Let's set that real quick. 4.2 is about set right there. And then select speeds on. V1, 142. V rotate, 145. V2, 150. Why are the speeds so high? It's like the plane is trying to kill me. All right. 142, 145, 150. We'll go to the top panel here. Auto. Put you on auto. And the initial speed is going to be V2 plus 15, so 165. 165. Heading we'll come back to. The initial altitude is 6,000 feet. And we're good there. We'll do the rest of that once we get a little further up. Okay, so let's talk about this arrival, or this departure procedure. I need to pull the departure procedure up. So San Bernardino. San Bernardino, KSBD. AFD. Can I have that thing full? Dear FlightFactor, please give me the AFD full screen. I would really like it if you did. You gotta be kidding me. No, I need minimums. I need freaking minimums. That's not gonna help me. I've not actually looked up how to do a departure procedure before in FlightFactor. We're gonna figure this one out together. Probably the... Okay, here we go. Alright, so takeoff minimums here. And this is literally everything. Great. San Bernardino, that's L. Probably lots of L's in SoCal. Elemento PQRS. San Bernardino, California. Takeoff minimums, runway, departure procedure runway 24. Literally a climbing left turn. All aircraft climb direct. Really? Okay. Oh boy. Climbing left turn to Paradise VOR. That is quite literally all we're doing. Where is Paradise? That Paradise? No, that's Pomona. Okay, so we're going to take off. Where my runway numbers at? There's no runway numbers on here. We're going to take off to the west, make a left turn direct to Paradise. And that plate says, climbing left turn direct to the Paradise VOR, aircraft departing the Paradise radio 091 to 140 and 231 to 280, climb on course. Dear God. What course are we taking out of here? We're coming out on the 292 radial. So do we fall into that? No. And no. Okay, so we don't fall into that. All others continue climb to Paradise, holding pattern, hold northeast right turns 210 inbound to cross Paradise at or above 7,700 feet. No. Or 4,900 feet. Which one is it? I have no idea how to fly this. I absolutely have no idea how to fly this. I'm guessing we need to be 7,700 feet leaving... Okay. Oh, boy. So we need to be 7,700 feet leaving the Paradise VOR is what it looks like. So in order to do that, if we get to Paradise and we aren't 7,700 feet or higher, which I think we'll probably will be, because this plane will climb pretty quick, we're going to have to do a hold on the 210 inbound radial. 210 inbound. So let me think about how to do that. Okay, so 210 inbound radial with right turns, holding to the northeast. We can do that. Okay, I know how to do this. So if we're not 7,700 feet by the time we get to the Paradise VOR, we have to make a right hold until we are 7,700 feet. I hope to God that it doesn't come to that. But we'll tune into the Paradise VOR in nav1. That's 112.2. That's going to be right here. 112.2 is already tuned in. And we'll go to auto. And we'll punch the 210 radial into this thing. It's going to be the 210 radial, or it's going to be 030 inbound. Yeah, so it's going to be the 030 radial inbound that will be coming in there on. Okay, so that's set. All right, so the initial heading is going to be whatever gets us direct to that VOR. Great. So we'll say that's going to be about a 030 heading from here. Actually, no, it's not. I'm doing something wrong here. 210 radial holding to the northeast. Okay, nope, you're right. Never mind. This is going to be a train wreck. That's all there is to say about it. This it's the last time I get ambitious on a damn flight. Okay. Okay, so the glare shield's all set. 165, 221-ish, 6,000 feet-ish. That looks good. Let's hope that it doesn't come to this. All right, so the FMC's been set. The glare shield has been set. Overhead panel here. Let's get the APU bleed on. We'll open the cross bleed. Or open the isolation valve, I should say. We'll turn the external power off. Great. Let's go ahead and close up the doors. Take away the ground equipment. Close all doors. And GPU high pressure unit, fuel truck gate config all go away. Pop the overhead panel here. Let's lock the doors. And we will turn the no smoking, or the seatbelt sign on. Red light can come on. A wing light can come on. Let's push back and get out of here. What do you say? Oh, I forgot to set the transponder. That's the last thing we got to do. We'll set the transponder and then we'll go. So the squawk code is 2550 or 2252. 2252. Good, good. TARA. Okay, let's push. Finally. Where's the pushback truck? Push back. Push back. I pushed it and then I pissed it off. Now it is properly upset with me. Maybe if I cycle the parking brake. There it comes. All right, baby, lift me up. Let's go. Good to see Mr. Wang. Blues Master 2000, welcome aboard. He says, hold my beer. Chaz Watkins, welcome aboard. Nagy87, happy Friday. Good to see you. Someone painted this CRJ like a 767. It's actually a 757, but okay. I always say they kind of look similar. Release the park brake. And start the pushback. Okay. So while it's doing that, let's go to the overhead panel. Turn off the packs. We got more than 35 PSI. We're good to start the engines. Fuel pumps on, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We don't need the center pumps at all. We will go ahead and start engine number 2. Into rotation. That's always a good start. It's 15%, give her power. 15% literally just hot started the engines. It's a good thing I got failures off, right? Just push her straight back. Hold the park brake, stop right there. Tell the pushback truck to get out of here. Be gone, foul winch. John the pilot, welcome aboard. Hope all is well. Good luck. Good luck not killing us on this takeoff. Those are some mighty high V speeds. Yeah, but we got a 10,000 foot runway, so I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. I don't know. If we're not, it'll be entertaining at least. That's one good engine. Let's make it two. Really? How do I... Dynamic blinds off. There we go. Auto gear lever. We'll leave that on for Chevy. Oh, crap. Give it fuel. I bet I broke the fuel valve or the engine starter. Nope, we didn't break it. Okay. XP pilot, good to see you, man. Are we heavy? I mean, actually, we are kind of heavy, yeah. Quantity, welcome aboard. Flying Tail Dragger, good to see you, Justin. All right, got two good engines. And after, why is that light on? I'm gonna just pretend I didn't see that. 2 packs, or 2 bleeds, 2 packs, APU bleed off, isolation valve off. Overhead panel looks fantastic. Does it want the recirc fans off or on? It's complaining about recirc fans. They're not up there. Left hydraulic quantity is wrong. And it's complaining about recirc fans being in-op. I don't know what to tell you, plane. Let's make sure there's nothing broken. I swear to God, if this sim crashes, I'm going back to Overwatch. So our hydraulic quantity is broken and our recirc fans are apparently broken. I have no idea what that would be because I have no failures. I don't have hard mode on or anything. Utility bus, he says. Oh. Isn't that already on? Oh, it is. Never mind. Yep, there we go. That fixed the recirc fans. I knew there was one that I was missing. That's happened to me before. But I don't know what the hydraulic quantity is all buggered up. But that we don't actually care about. Alright, there's 5 degrees flaps. Come back here. Right rudder. Good. Left rudder. Good. Left aileron. A right aileron. Full back. Full forward. Great. Park brake released. Let's grab the San Bernardino weather and get out of here. San Bernardino, 240 at 11, 5 mile visibility haze, few 5,000, 37 Celsius, temperature 2990. 2990. All right. Get my airport diagram up. Get ourselves swung around here. And we'll get out of here. Ski daddle. Ground's 21.8. Tower is 1945. 29. 1945. There we go.
Yeah, 465.
Starting to feel like this is going to be a Langoliers flight. Yeah, very well could be. I think Echo is over there. Where are we at? That's the beacon. San Bernardino ground, Boeing 717s, north side of the ramp with the weather for taxi.
United 465 LS Santa Climb, maintain flight level 230.
Will there be any density altitude problems? I mean, the density altitude is super high right now, but we should be okay.
Boeing 717, San Bernardino ground, route 0124, taxi via Charlie Alpha.
24 via Charlie Alpha, Boeing 717. Why didn't you just give me Echo? I think we are a little on the heavy side. You guys seen the new KLAS? It's pretty awesome. I haven't yet. No.
Echo to Alpha.
I'm gonna fly. We're flying into Las Vegas tonight, but it's gonna be the old Glitter Gulch scenery. The new scenery is interesting and looks cool and all that, but they didn't put the stratosphere in. And not to sound like I'm ungrateful or anything, but when you're coming into Las Vegas, if you're landing on the 19s,
17, runway 24, taxi via Echo Alpha.
24 Echo Alpha, Boeing 717. There, you got it. Yeah, okay, I forget what I was saying. Oh yeah, like they don't have the stratosphere model. So if you're coming in on the 19s into Las Vegas, what you're going to find is that the stratosphere is what you're told to turn your base at. You know, you would be cleared to land runway 19 or left, make your base at the stratosphere, or cleared approach 19 or left, make your base at the stratosphere. Like that would be the kind of call that you would get. And so by not including the stratosphere, they've basically taken the one actually important VOR landmark or visual landmark out. It doesn't exist. I think we're going to hit those fuel tanks. That could be a problem. Yeah. Austin McKenna, good to see you, man. J-Ball 003, did I miss it? You didn't miss anything. The usual bit of shenanigans. It's 49 minutes since live, and we're taking off. Business as usual. I don't know why my view is shifting like that. View. Chase. Are they doing some crazy, like, I think they're doing some crazy effects, aren't they? Effects. Nope, that's not it. Are they doing, like, some head shake stuff in here now? Yeah, there it is. Shake on turbulence. Get rid of that.
Reach on.
Like that. And no. Good. All right, great. Fantastic. Jay Wang here for 7 months. Thank you very much, sir. Love what you do. It's 60 degrees here in central Illinois. Holy crap, dude. That'd be awesome. Jay Wang, cheers, my friend. Thank you very much for your support. I appreciate it. I'm going to be in your neck of the woods next week. If the weather holds up, I'll be flying down in Indianapolis area. My goal is to go land at Lafayette, my college air, well, my alma mater, the airport that happens to be at my alma mater. We'll go with that. All right, general aviation parking. This looks like Alpha. Off we go. Don't know why hydraulic quantity is a problem. We'll go with it. We'll call maintenance on the next flight, see if they can help us out. Navarine, good to see you. Less than 80 here in Texas. Nice. Yeah, it's been a little warm and muggy here in the Boston area, but that's all going to clear up. Tomorrow's going to be a really crappy day. And then Sunday is going to be supposed to be beautiful, actually. It's supposed to be much, much, much nicer. 105 in Arizona. Well, that's because you're in Arizona.
Reach on.
That would be your first mistake.
Maintain flight level 340.
John Debris here for 2 months. John Debris, thank you very much for 2 months of support. Cheers, my friend. I appreciate it. Come on over to Champagne. I got some Chinese beer. Oh my god, dude. That's super tempting. It's my trip is a whirlwind tour. I'm not going to be doing any one thing for very long. We're going to clip that hanger too, aren't we? Oh, we missed it. I'll talk about the trip and all that kind of once we get up in the air. Okay, park there. We'll just pull the park brake. Over to tower 1945. Departure is going to be 135.4. .4. On departure, climbing left turn to the Paradise VOR, up to 6,000 feet. On the auto throttle, turn the flight director on. Okay. San Bernardino Tower, Boeing 717, holding short runway 24. Over par, Duffer, thank you for 6 months, sir. Cheers, my friend. I appreciate it, buddy.
Boeing 717, San Bernardino Tower, runway 24, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 24, Boeing 717. Okay, lights. Camera. Action. 1. Oop, auto brake. 2. 3. Let's go. Clear left. Clear right. Let's go flying. Once I release the park brake. Set the clock too while I'm at it. I don't know how this is gonna go. We could talk about the CRJ once we're in the air too. Maybe the joke wasn't a good joke. 2-4 identified. Center hydraulic quantities all buggered up now. We got some hydraulic problems. I'm not really sure what's going on. Engines up, engine stable. Toka. We're in thrust mode. Power set. Airspeed alive. .80 knots. I have all the failures and stuff turned off, so if there's actually a failure that's on right now, I'm going to be a little upset. V1, VR. Positive rate. Gear.
All right.
Okay, left turn direct Pomona. LNAV, speed hold. Flight change mode. Turn the autopilot on. Speed up 250, or should not be in any. No, we're not gonna hit any Bravos. Speed to 250. Bring the flaps in. Why my flap button didn't work? .75 doesn't have many reversions without hydraulics. You may as well stick your hands out the window and turn. I don't know. If the plane breaks, then I don't know what to say, because I have all the failures turned off. I intentionally don't run failures, because I don't find it to be all that interesting. Okay, looks like we're going to end up having to hold here.
Contact SoCal departure.
SoCal departure at 717. SoCal departure, Boeing 717, 5,400, 6,000.
Boeing 717, SoCal departure, contact, line maintain 13,000.
13,000, Boeing 717. Actually, I think we'll be just fine. We don't have to actually make the hold. Yeah, no, we'll be okay. I'm not even gonna bother with it, because we'll be above 7,700 by the time we finish the turn. Okay, after takeoff, let's do lights. Flaps in, indicated. Gears up, lights out. Good. climbing things are happening. Happy. Weather radar. I don't think we care about... I don't think we're going to really have any weather, but we'll turn it on just in case. I think it's on. No, it's not actually on, is it? I don't know. Oh, there it goes. That's a little loud. First flight, random supporter 993, good to see you, man. Robster1, welcome aboard. All right. Well, there actually is some weather out there. A couple little cells that we picked up. Unless those are mountains.
Lib 17, contact LA 7125.27.
2527, Boeing 717. We really weren't at any risk of not making that altitude restriction. We're at 12,000 feet as we're coming up on Paradise. I'll send a center, Boeing 717, 11,400, 13,000.
Boeing 717, LA Center, climb, maintain flight level 230.
I maintain flight level 230, Boeing 717.
That's good. 820 Las Vegas, runway 25, right,
23,000 feet.
Bravo.
Right there. Up we go. Bad keeper, good to see you. Not quite the rocket the Challenger is. No, but it's still doing pretty good. I mean, it's 2,000 feet per minute here. Actually, we're accelerating still, too. We'll probably do 2,500, 3,000 feet per minute pretty easily. Yeah. But yeah, the Challenger definitely is a bit more of a rocket. I was also pretty lightly loaded in the Challenger as well. I'm thinking about buying this plane for a long time. Probably just need to do it. Yep. Dimitri, welcome aboard. Happy Friday. My plane had a failure. I would just assume I'm doing something wrong. Well, that's the thing. Like, running the failures is interesting if you really know the plane, but I don't really know these planes. Like, I know them well enough to run them and be competent with them, but if I started having failures and whatnot, I have no idea what I would do. I would have no idea what to do. That's why I turned the real limits off. That's why I turned the hard mode and all that off. Like, it's just, and it just doesn't make for an interesting experience for me either. No fault or malfunction. Like, it's supposed to be fine. I don't understand what the, I really don't know why the hydraulic quantities having issues. Like, it's almost like they're simulating a leak somewhere, but I couldn't tell you. I don't even know what those numbers mean. The only thing that I can imagine is that X-Plane maybe did something with the hydraulic stuff in this latest patch or something, and this plane's just not accounting for it, because that's the thing I could see happening. A bunch of scenery loads happening here. Oh, our APU's still online, isn't it? APU start switch off. I heard it running. I'm like, that's not right. I flew the JAR Design 320 for the first time today. Tough plane coming from being a jockey. Yeah. Yeah, the 320 can be tough to go back to sometimes. Like, it's definitely, I think it's definitely lived its life. I'm ready for the FlightFactor 320 to come out so we can finally push the JAR to the side and, like, you know what? It was fun, but no more. 3355 Boeing 717. 3355. Let's go standard. Also just center Boeing 717, flight level 190, climbing flight level 230.
Boeing 717 LA Center, climb maintain flight level 360.
Climb maintain flight level 360, Boeing 717. Alright, 36,000. If we were flying in the MD-80, we would be nowhere near this high. That's for sure. If we were flying in the MD-80, we'd probably still be back there at that hold. I think I can get to 7,000. I can get there soon, right? Function 86, good to see you, man. Aircrafts lose fluid, but it's accelerated in the FlightFactor. Yeah, but it's only supposed to be there if you have the hard mode on. So now it's telling me that all 3 hydraulic quantities of the reservoir is low. I don't know. Maybe we'll crash and burn. Who knows? If we crash and burn, I'm literally gonna go fly the Cherokee. Yeah.
Retard.
Dramatech 3000, Civ 34. You changed your name. Here for 6 months. He's got my race to see finally. Late Christmas in July gift, if you want to call it that. You actually lost your race to see, man. You no longer have your race to see. You have the PilotEdge C. But cheers, Dramatech. Thank you very much for your continued support. I appreciate it, man. Jeppy801, welcome aboard, man. It has been a while. How you doing, man? Nothing bad will happen. I've gotten the caution pop-up shortly after takeoff. Long-haul flights had no issue. Great. Can I look up at the overhead for a minute? Sure. I mean, you should have had it for 3 months, man. T-Craft's 938, good to see you. He says I should get this. I need to get this plane. Yeah, it's a good plane. Even if the hydraulic quantities are all buggered up. Back outside, man. Look at the LA Basin. Got you got LAX. I almost called it Los Angeles X. You got LAX over here. Ontario, we would have passed back here, I believe. Actually, Ontario. That should be Ontario, yeah. Or maybe further back for Ontario. I don't know. Nobody cares about Ontario. Burbank. Van Nuys. Beautiful mountains. Pristine scenery. It's picture time. Get the bright side here. I'll take that. Boop. Great. Yeah, we'll try the maintenance at SJC. Mini Manchu Plays, welcome aboard. I did get the new mic. I'm not sold on the mic. I'm gonna have to go back and watch this replay. I have a month to return it, so plenty of time. Plenty of time to decide if I like it or not. If you guys have any feedback too, I'm more than happy to hear it. Like, I think in general it's okay. I know it's gonna pick up a lot more background noise and whatnot, but I think that I think I can make this thing sound better in the long run than I was able to with the headset. Plus, the problem with the headset is it was very poppy, it was very hissy, and it caught a lot of like breathing noises and just kind of random stuff like that. And honestly, it was still picking up the background noise pretty good too. The other alternative would be to go like with a Shure SM7B, one of those like big frickin' diameter dynamic microphones. But I kind of want to go with a more directional microphone. Like this is a little teeny tiny one. So oh yeah, somebody asked me what this thing was. Let's go look it up. Pull up my Amazon account here. Orders. Here it is. This is an Audio-Technica AT875R. It's a teeny little microphone. Like if I decide not to use this thing, I might try a bigger shotgun mic, just to see if that helps out at all. But yeah, this is a little teeny guy. But this is what I picked up. A lot of guys said this was the best you could find for under $200, and I figured it was worth a shot. So I ended up getting that, hooked it all up. I've had it hooked up for a week or so. I was gonna shake it down on the Wednesday stream, but I didn't. I decided not to do a Wednesday stream. I was really tired this week. Ever consider getting reshade? I don't like reshade. I don't like the effects that reshade adds. I don't really think it adds anything to the sim. So no, I haven't. I think I used like ENB or whatever it was back in my FSX days, and I don't know, I just didn't care for it. It's not the size of the mic, it's how you use it. Yeah, that's right. Zuna, welcome aboard. Good to see you. Take a Whiskey says start my PPL next week, so pumped. Figured it'll run me about 10K. Does that sound right? Are you in the US? It's time to pull up the spreadsheet. I'll pull my spreadsheet up for you here.
Can you ident, please?
So $10,000 sounds about right. So I'm on point to spend $9,806 right here. So I've been doing I started my flight training back in April, I have thus far spent $8,199. I estimate about $1,600 left to spend. So my total cost, that includes flying and not flying expenses. My total cost comes to about $9,800. My non-flying expenses are $2,500, $2,600. Includes things like test prep, mounts, headsets, apps, books, my Stratix, kneeboards, bags, medical, you know, all sorts of, like, anything I spent that wasn't directly related to flying. And all the other money was then what I spent on either flying or I spent on the instructor. So $2,600 here and $5,700 on the flying stuff. And I have 33.1 hours currently. So yeah, I mean, $10,000 I think is about what your benchmark is going to be. You might come in a little bit less, you might come in a little bit more. A lot of it depends on like how well you do, like how what your aptitude is like, and just kind of luck, some of it too. Yeah. Mike sounds really good. Thanks, Zuna. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing, going back and listening and seeing how it is. We shall see. Do you have any recommendations or video resources to learn how to overclock CPUs? I think like Linus Tech Tips and stuff like that you might go check out. I don't have any resources off the top of my head. I don't really do a lot of overclocking. I've done a little bit of overclocking with my CPU, but that really just getting it. That really is just getting it to the point to where I'm essentially really freaking shades. The shades are supposed to be up. The shades were not supposed to be down. They're supposed to be not dynamic. Look out this window, I guess. But yeah, I would look on YouTube and see what you can find. Like, there's a lot of resources that are out there. I've been doing this all for so long that I honestly haven't looked at any tutorials for a long time. JBall003, good to see you. Need to build a new computer. My computer's having some trouble running Chrome. If you're having troubles with Chrome, it might be time. What kind of headset did I get for $350? Are you talking to me? There are headsets. I mean, you can get headsets for $350 easily. I see GoPro. Any videos? All of the videos I have on all the videos that I've recorded with the GoPro are private. They're just for my I've gone back and watched them for my lessons or for my purposes. I mean, there's tons of videos that I have. They're not interesting. That's the thing. Like, let's go back to the cockpit here. I just don't think that these videos are interesting. Like, I don't think anybody would really want to watch me go up and fly around, because that's all it is. Here's me doing steep turns for a half an hour. Okay, there's a steep turn. It's beautiful. The site's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. Like, I can't ask for a much better practice area. And then here's me doing touch and goes for, I don't know, another half an hour. Like, there's stuff that I want to do with the GoPro and stuff that I want to do with as far as public videos go, but as far as like showing off my student stuff, I don't see a whole lot of point to it, because this is all for me. Like, I can watch this, go back and say, okay, here's where I screwed up. Here's where I need to make improvements with my landings. Here's where I need to make improvements with my steep turns and things like that. Like, that was a pretty good, I was pretty happy with that landing. I kept the center line. I got her all cleaned up. I felt a little bit off the left here as I gave her power. And then we took off and we got out of there.
Okay, 20 lost departure deck.
But like, I've recorded, I've recorded a ton of my lessons. But again, it's all been just for my consumption. And I number one, people aren't going to find them interesting, and number two, like, it just opens me up. It opens me and my instructor up for potential issues. Like, there's nothing to gain and everything to lose at this point. What aviation headset did I get? I have a set of Clarity Lofts. I bought the Clarity Lofts. I couldn't get QT Halos. Oh, what headset did I get for $350? Sorry. Yeah, so I have a set of QT Halos for myself, and then I bought a noise-canceling headset for my wife. Initially, I got the noise-canceling headset for myself. It's a Faro G2, active noise reduction. And then I decided that when I went to the Cherokee and I had to go with overhead trim, I decided that I didn't want to have a full-size headset because I'm tall and I hit my head on everything. So I decided to go with the Clarity Aloft headset, which is just an in-ear, very small, very low-profile thing. So that was actually $500 if I recall. Official DHJ flies at Cape Bed. Nice, dude. I'm out of Lawrence. I mean, Justin, I've posted some videos over to the Discord channel, and I'm going to put together something. Once I'm all done with my training, I'm going to put together a little something just to kind of show, some of the highlights of training and do some voiceovers and some stuff like that. But yeah, no, as far as the big raw, the raw uncut video, nah, it's not there yet.
You see your Papa Tires car can be alpha.
If I run drugs in my plane, that's all a tax write-off. That's right. Rudyism, good to see you, man. Welcome aboard. But yeah, I mean, I posted a couple of the videos over to my Discord channel. They're all unlisted, but if you want to find them, you can head over there. Shameless plug. Yeah. But it's not even about people watching them. Like I don't care if anybody watches them or doesn't watch them. I don't want somebody to watch it and be like, "Oh, here's a thing that you did wrong. You should do that. You should do this." Like, I'm a student. I'm learning. Mistakes are going to be made, and that's kind of all I really want to deal with. QTs are actually made here in Jackson, Mississippi. Mississippi or is it Missouri? MS is Mississippi. Some of the clarity lofts. Yeah, I know. I wanted to get some QT Halos, but you can't get them. Like, you just can't order those things. They're always out of stock. They never go in stock, and I needed something like immediately. So I made the conscious effort, or I made the choice to go get the QT or the clarity lofts, I should say, because you just couldn't get the Halos. I would have loved to have tried the Halos. I think they're probably better headsets than the clarities. But either way, like, an in-ear headset was pretty important for me. And I find the noise reduction for the in-ear to be very similar to the Bose A20s. Like, I've tried both the Bose A20s and I have a Faro G2 active headset. And honestly, those are pretty close as far as reduction goes. The Bose are obviously better. But I find the clarity lofts to be kind of on par with those. Guy called me and said I could come get one from the shop. Oh, nice, dude. It's in a strip mall. If you ever want some, let me know. I can get one for you. Jazz, maybe I might get in touch with you at some point down the road. I think 500 or 850 bucks spent on two headsets is probably enough for now. How's the best way to contact me about meeting up at DCI finals this weekend? Shoot me an email. Post catstrator.live. I can't make any promises, but I can see what we can do. You can send me an email, or you can grab me on Discord. Like, the day of planning, the easiest way to get in touch with me would be on Discord. But if you want to try to meet up with me at DCI, find me ahead of time so we can work something out. Yeah, I know, Mike just peeked. I heard it. I can hear. So then, with my audio set the way it is, I can hear everything coming back, and that's because I got real excited and I started yelling, and I should have leaned back first, as opposed to getting up real nice and sexy with it. Hello, all of Jeff Faviano's viewers. I'm guessing he finished flying. It's good to see you guys. Happy Friday and welcome aboard. We're making our way up the California coast, heading to San Jose tonight. DCI came to practice at my high school this summer. Mini Manchu, what corps do you know?
7 Charlie Bravo, click to the Whiteman Airport.
J-Ball003 asks, what's DCI? It's Drum Corps International. It's like marching. It's like big league marching band.
5 minutes after the
do I do drum corps? Not, dude. I'm too old for it. I'm 32, man. Drum corps, you age out. You age out of drum corps at like 21, 22. But I never had a chance to do it. I had to work and kind of be financially responsible in the years that I would have done drum corps. So no, I never got a chance to, unfortunately. Forgot I was a pro. No, I appreciate the heads up, man. I do appreciate the heads up on that stuff. Hexload, welcome aboard. Good to see you. Twitch decided to update itself. All right, man. Well, welcome back. United 465, and you left before me. All right. You are way up there. Yeah, you're going to get there before me. Oh, you went a different route, too. Like, you sort of added a little bump onto your route. If I had any moments during my training where I was overwhelmed, maybe felt like you couldn't think. Yeah, it's happened. It's happened a few times. So, it's always been when I'm doing something new. The first time, obviously, the first time that it happened was, the initial takeoff and landing, the pattern work stuff. That starts to kind of, there's a lot that's happening, and that sort of is a lot. But the first time I got seriously overwhelmed was probably the very first time when I was doing my essentially my solo flight checkout flight. So we flew up to Portsmouth Airport, and then we flew down to Beverly Airport, and then we flew back to Lawrence. So as we're leaving to Portsmouth, it was the first time I'd organized flight following for myself on the ground. It was the first time that I'd really dealt with frequency changes in that particular airplane, or any airplane for that matter. So it was the first time I got handoff to departure, and my instructor didn't understand or didn't know that, like, I've done radio work. I've done a lot of radio work, and obviously I'm good on the radios and all that, but I've done a lot of radio work, and I understand, like, I have a way of wanting to program the radios and sort of set everything up. And he was kind of telling me to do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, and that wasn't, like, the way that he wanted to configure the radios is not the way that my brain was saying, let's configure the radios. So as we're departing out of that runway, or out of that airport, doing all that stuff for the very first time, that was probably the first time that I got really overwhelmed. And I kind of just took a sit. I sat back a little bit. I regained my composure. I thought for a second, and then I just took charge. Like, as opposed to letting him say, you know, you should do this, this, and this, I said, all right, here's what I'm doing. I'm going to do this. I'm going to program this. And I just started talking through everything that I was doing and everything that I was thinking, kind of like we do here on the streams. And that immediately it fixed the problem. And so I didn't really have any issues the rest of that flight. But the first like 5 or 10 minutes once we got off the ground for that one was crazy. Like, it was just bonkers. And it wasn't the...
That Dothan Center, 127.45.
2745, Boeing 717. We'll see it.
Retard, retard, retard.
2745.
128.7, yeah, 465.
Tech Claw, thank you for 7 months, man. Cheers, my friend. I appreciate it, buddy. We'll get back to that here in a second. Oakland Center, Boeing 717, flight level 360.
Boeing 717, Oakland Center, roger.
So, that was the first time. The second time was the beginning of my first cross-country. So, with my cross-country flight, I had come up with a flight plan that I thought was okay. I thought was acceptable. We were going to follow roads, follow some landmarks and whatnot, and then I started talking through what I was doing, and my instructor's like, why would you do that? Because we were going to go follow some highways and whatnot, as opposed to just going straight to our target. And I was like, well, I thought that that's what I was supposed to do. And so I found myself almost immediately thrown into a position where it's like all the flight planning and everything I had done wasn't working. Like, that's not what they wanted to do. So I had to improvise on the spot there. So I had to really, like, I had to think of a new flight plan, basically. Like, fly to this VOR, and then we're going to go from there. Look up the information, find it all. Okay, great. And then 10 minutes into that flight, my iPad overheated, and I lost ForeFlight. And so I'm like, well, crap. So I thought there for a second. I sat there for like 30, 40 seconds, kind of thought about, okay, here are my options. What am I going to do? I went back, I reached in my bag, I fished out my paper chart, I got it unfolded, and I used the paper chart for the rest of the flight. And I actually found that I was much more comfortable at that point using the paper chart because I've done so much of that in the sim here. Not paper chart necessarily, but like looking at those types of charts and those types of ways of navigation. So that was another example. And then the last example happened probably the end of my first instrument day. So the end of my first time under the hood. We flew out. We'd been flying for an hour and a half already, probably closer to 2 hours. And then we flew out to a VOR. And then as we're flying out there, he had me descend. So we're flying kind of, we're weaving between some cloud layers and some clouds and whatnot. So we go through the clouds, and then we get to the VOR, and as we're coming up the VOR, we descend. We're going to go down below the clouds on the way back. And I think he did this intentionally because as soon as we got down below the clouds, like the whole time it was just nothing but turbulence and getting banged around and just constant movement. I couldn't hold an altitude because you got the heat that was coming up off the ground that was trying to push you in the air, and it would just stop. And it'd be like, okay, now we're sinking again. And so we're constantly changing altitudes, we're constantly being moved around, we're constantly in turbulence. And by the time we got towards the end of that, I was just shot. Like, I wouldn't say I was flustered or I was overwhelmed or anything. I was just shot. And it was, bar none, the worst landing that I have had at all, like, since I've been flying, since I've been doing my training. Like, it was an absolutely horrific landing. And, yeah, I mean, that was a bit of an eye-opener. Like, he was going to make me go around. And I put the plane down. I'm like, we're not going around. This is the end of the flight right here, okay? The plane's down. I'm on the runway. We're going to go park. But yeah, those have probably been the more stressful times. I mean, I had an incident, like, my first time solo leaving the pattern, I had a comms failure. I had to come back squawking 7600. That was a bit stressful. We've had some overheating issues with the plane here and there, like just running a little bit on the hot side, and some stuff like that. So it's been a very eventful bit of training so far. A very long answer to the question that you just had. Iowa Flyer, it's good to see you, man. Happy Friday. Peter Storm, welcome aboard. These are default clouds, yes sir. X-Plane Pilot, good to see you, man. Happy Friday, sir. Jose Paco 420, welcome aboard. Wessel Boone, welcome aboard. Brian 426, welcome aboard. 4Flight's great when you're used to it and everything. Just want to be comfort and efficiency in everyday flights. Somebody else doing the hard work for you. For training itself, I believe it's better to get used to the paper stuff. Itai, it's good to see you, man. Happy Friday, buddy. Yeah, I generally agree with you. I want to learn how to do. I want to learn the 4Flight way. I want to make sure that I know how to use it. I'm comfortable with it in the cockpit, because I know that the paper charts are not going to be an issue for me. Like, I grew up with a road atlas in my hand. I've read maps since I was about 4 years old. Like, that part is not difficult for me. So I want to make sure that I can do the 4Flight stuff. So actually what I've done is I got a RAM mount, and I'm now RAM mounting my iPad on the window to the left, just on the left side of my panel, so that it's always in front of me. When I did my long cross country, or when I did my night cross country a couple of weeks ago, it was perfect. Like, it was absolutely perfect. So I think I might have figured that stuff out. Zero Xbox here for 4 months. Time really flies. He said, "Cheers, cheers, my friend. Thank you very much for your continued support. I appreciate it, man."
Charlie Victor, does that maintain flight level 200?
Yeah, it's a totally different art, and you get used to it in the sim and whatnot. But even in the sim, it's different, because I'm at my desk. I'm comfortable. Like, I'm not like, I have a lot more space to work with at my desk. So that's been fun. Definitely been fun. Itai, man, do you ever come to Boston? I know you fly into New York City a lot. Are you ever, like, up further in the Northeast? Exterminator, good to see you, man. What are the rules for 4Flight in the U.S.? Do you have to carry paper charts to be legal as a backup? No. My understanding, and somebody else can speak to the rules here, as long as you've got a backup to your 4Flight, you're good. So carrying 4Flight on my iPad and then also having 4Flight on my iPhone, I'm legit. Like, I'm good to go. I will still always carry a paper sectional with me, because I think you'd be an idiot not to. But yeah, you don't have to. You're not required to have a backup source, at least to my understanding. If I ever use P3D once in a while.
It's
been a while.
127.4.
Okay, we need to get a descent requested here. Oh, somebody was asking. Unlock. Somebody was asking earlier about the CRJ. The joke is that the CRJ came out for P3D. And the joke is...
717, descent at Palace discretion, maintain flight level 300.
Level 300, my discretion. We're heading down now, Boeing 717. 300. Yeah, so we obviously don't have that new CRJ in X-Plane. And that's the joke. Vertical speed, send the sucker down. 2,000 feet per minute, down we go. Should we take this thing over to signature, do you think?
November 251, Charlie Victor.
Yeah, I think we should. We're going to take this to signature. Have I tried a full motion simulator? No, I have not.
717, connect Oakland Center 128.7.
128.7, Boeing 717. 28.7. Oakland Center, Boeing 717, flight level 349er, descending flight level 300.
Boeing 717, Oakland Center, cross Goliath to maintain flight level 200.
Goliath, maintain flight level 200, Boeing 717. Alright. Go to legs. Goalie, 20,000. A little choppy. Please don't crash on me. Okay. Level 200. So we'll accelerate ourselves up to about 280 knots, and then we'll change ourselves to IAS mode. Method of backup is good, I think. What I use is Garmin Pilot on the tablet. My phone is a backup. After a while, you start buying the paper charts, just update devices. Yeah, and that's probably what I'll get to eventually. Like, I imagine I'll always carry a Boston chart with me because, like, $6 for half a year is totally just nice peace of mind. Peter Storm, this is ortho scenery. Tristan TL, welcome aboard. Good to see you. Happy Friday. I think my wife would get upset if I called her a full motion simulator. Yeah, she might. Honey, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'll resist the temptation. Am I gonna treat myself to an airplane when I get my license? I'm a member of a flying club, so I basically have access to an airplane whenever I want. So no, if I get an airplane, it's gonna be way further down the road when I have a little bit more spare money in my pocket. I'm Hispanic. I want to get my PPL next summer in the U.S. Is FAA is better? Do you think I can make it 3 months doing 5 times a week? I mean, you can get your PPL in 3 months. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of work. You're going to want to go if you're going to want to do a fast track thing like that. You're definitely going to want to go into it having all the basically ready to take your written exam. You want to make sure that you're in a position where you can do as much as possible before you start training, so that when you start doing your training, all you're caring about is the mechanical act of learning how to fly a plane. Like, you don't want to be in a position where I'm actually in right now, where I'm learning how to fly the plane and I'm learning about FAA regulations. I'm learning about, airplane maintenance stuff. I'm basically learning all the stuff from my PPL written exam while I'm also learning the stuff from my PPL. So you can probably do it, but it's going to be a lot of work. My phone will die? It's hot? All right, man. Well, I hope your phone doesn't die. Your phone is more important than watching my stream. I took my PPL written exam. I passed. Can't wait to start my training in a Cherokee 6. Cherokee 6 is a big plane, dude. That's intense. Yeah, I take my written exam tomorrow. I'm scheduled to take my written exam tomorrow morning at 9. So I'm ready for it. I think we'll be okay. I'm definitely excited to get it going and get it out of the way. And then I'm planning to do a cross country, potentially doing one. I think I'm gonna do a few long cross countries, but my quote unquote long cross country on Sunday. So that'll be fun. That's my goal. It's supposed to be beautiful up here in New England, so we will see. What procedure am I using for an approach? I've got 3-0 left ILS programmed in right now, but I won't really know much more than that until we get assigned something. I almost expect. I mean, I'm pretty sure we'll get to 3-0 left ILS. How about if I come down here, descend, hit the descend now button. If I do that and put it in VNav, then it should make that goalie crossing. It'll also pick up the speed that it wants to fly at, too. Can't wait to hear about it. I'm going to need to take my written soon. Yeah, I've been doing like high 80s, low 90s in the practice exams, so I'm going to read through the study guide that I have again tomorrow morning, just kind of as a refresher, and then off we go. Like, I'm not seriously concerned about it. I think we'll be okay. If the Thousand Islands so close, I'm jealous. Niagara Falls. Yeah, I can be to Niagara Falls in a couple of hours. Like, one of the reasons why I want to get my PPL is because there is so much stuff to do up here in New England. Like, this part of the country, there's just so many cool things. Alright, VNav profile should have us, it does have us 20,000 at goalie. We'll see if it actually makes that. I never trust the VNav. New York City's within reach. Hit me up when you go to those areas. I'll give you some tips. Yeah, for sure, man. New York City is definitely on my short list. I'd love it if I had my PPL in time for my wife's birthday, which is mid-September, to be able to fly down there for the weekend, but we'll kind of wait and see. Am I using ASA to study for my written? Yes. I bought a subscription to Prepware, prepware.com, one of ASA's courses. I've been using their. I read the FAA handbooks, the PHAC, and the airplane flying handbook. I've read a good chunk of the FAR AIM, and then I started doing practice exams at Sporties, but I wasn't really getting much out of it. So I went ahead and bought the practice exam thing from ASA. Using Prepware, and their practice exams are really good. They explain to you all the answers and the reasons why you missed something, or the reasons why you got something right at the very end. and they keep a nice little kind of tally of how you're doing. More importantly, they also give you an endorsement too.
Boeing 717, connect local approach 121.3.
21-3, Boeing 717. Let's grab the weather here.
United 465.
San Jose weather. Winds 2907, 10 mile visibility, scattered 8,000, scattered 11,000, broken 15,000, 27 Celsius, altimeter 2992. That's easy. NorCal approach, Boeing 717, flight level 255, flight level 200 at Goli with the San Jose weather.
Boeing 717, NorCal approach, expect ILS running 30 left approach.
Boeing 717, we'll expect that. Yeah, so I did the test prep, and the test prep has been really good. Like I've learned a lot from the test prep. They have a really good study guide to kind of go read through that sort of like really breaks down like all the stuff you need to know for the test, and it's generally just like good knowledge stuff to have too. So I've been very, very, very happy. It's like $40, and I highly recommend that if you find yourself sort of in a bit of a rut like I was. Right, Quit says if you're around New York City, let's grab a drink. All right, man, we'll do that. I'll let you know. Next time I go down there, I'm gonna have my wife with me, so we'll see. But I definitely plan to find myself down in New York a fairly good amount. Atomic Frog, it's good to see you, man. Happy Friday, Chris. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Austin McKenna, welcome aboard. That's what I use. ASA is my best in my opinion. King School wasn't the same. Yeah, I mean the King School stuff is more just total ground school. And I didn't need ground school. Like I didn't care about ground school. I knew probably 60 to 70% of ground school going into my training. So what I really needed was to kind of like shore up the edges, and I got everything I needed from the FAA handbooks and whatnot. So what I really needed to know was, what do I have to know for the damn test? I'll take the test, pass the test, and then worry about the rest of it. Like I'm taking all my material with me. If you take it written tomorrow, you better get some sleep tonight. Yeah, make sure you probably. I'm going. That's definitely on the cards. Yeah, I'm taking a lot of my materials with me on vacation. I'm going to do some studying for the oral exam and for the practical and whatnot. But yeah, no, I'll be so happy to get this stupid written out of the way. I really hate taking tests. Ant Bone 001, welcome aboard. Happy Friday. Jeffrey Pilot, welcome aboard. A new CRJ is releasing. There's a new CRJ that Aerosoft released this week for P3D. That's the joke. We're flying the Boeing 757-200 though. Not quite the same plane. Cool unpaved airport I landed at, camping nearby. Really awesome. Code is 1F2 Sky Ranch. Okay. Make sure you spot on with your short and soft skills. Yeah, that's. I'm hoping that I can get some time in tomorrow to go up and work on short and soft field landings. Because my skills are not there right now. Needs work. 1F2 though. Sky Ranch. That is... Where the hell is that? Oh, that's in New York, isn't it? Nice. I'll check it out, man. Actually, I was just in Glen Falls, a little bit sort of east-northeast of Sky Ranch a couple of weeks ago with Max, and I'd like to plan one of my solo cross countries heading out there too, because they have a really good little restaurant. But yeah, 1F2 looks cool. I'll check it out. There's 20,000 feet. One would assume he's going to get me down.
465, connect San Jose Tower 124.0.
124.0, United 465.
I'm assuming he's going to get me down at some point. 8,000 at Gilroy was the next expect.
Boeing 717 to Center maintain 10,000, San Jose altimeter 29992.
10,902, Boeing 717. Got my call sign for a second. 10,000 feet, here we go. And vertical speed, down we go. Nope, that button doesn't work. That button does, though.
United 465, San Jose Tower, wind 2807, runway 30 left.
Definite question on the task. Color of the runway taxi lights and airport lights position. Easy 2 points. Runway lights are blue. Taxiway lights are green. Aircraft lights are easy. Yeah. Assuming that I haven't seen that pop up in my practice exam. There's been a few airplane position questions. Like you see I don't know. You see a white and a red light. Like which way is the plane going? Like that kind of stuff. P3 is different business. That's right. I was bummed. Did not feel like messing with it for the last month and a half. Fair enough, dude. Well, if you're doing X-Plane, man, it's a piece of cake to get X-Plane set up again. Shouldn't take that long. Raxos, this is X-Plane 11. Da Boeing. Red on the right, get out of sight. I like it. Do I use a throttle quadrant? No, I use a Cytec X55. I have a, well, I guess, yeah, I use a throttle.
Reach on, reach on, reach on.
TMA Pilot, welcome to the Beer of the Month Club. Thank you very much for your support. Cheers. Appreciate it. Delicious. My dad used to say that all the time. I like it. Push the VOR DME button a couple times. That's fine. Let us brief the approach, though. Today, we're going to be flying the ILS 30 left approach into San Jose. We'll be expecting to fly this from Gilroy. So the ILS approach, tuning into 110.9er with a course of 306.
4,000.
We'll be taking it down to minimums of 600, wow, 200 feet. And in the event of a misapproach, we're going to climb to 1,900 feet on the San Jose 303 radial to head to the SUNY intersection where we will hold. Easy enough.
Victor, connect no call.
So we want to grab 110.9er. I don't actually know how to brief an approach. My best guess right there. I'll get Max to teach me one of these days. 110.9er, 306. Great. And then we will tune into the San Jose VOR at the top here. So we'll be grabbing, yeah. So in the event of a misapproach, we grab 114.1 to put you on manual. 4.1 and a course of the 303 radial. There we go. Let's zoom this guy in. We've been given expect, but we haven't actually been told, we haven't been cleared for an approach yet. Which means we may need to go to heading mode. I feel like he's got us a little on the high side. Alright, let's sync that heading bug up there at the top, though. We'll plan on flying that if we have to.
Boeing 717 to set up 18, 4,000.
4,000, Boeing 717. Oops. Down to 4,000. Good. Lights. Never touch the lights. They're fine. 4,000. 1,600 feet per minute is getting us down there. Drop that speed back to 250. Let's come down here and grab our approach speed. Init ref, index, approach. And we'll plan 30 flaps. Whoops. Flaps 30. Speed's 132. So 30. 132. Great.
November 251.
Auto brakes? Yeah, we'll get the auto brakes in a second. Auto brakes and speed brakes and all that. Oh yeah, we're supposed to talk about the auto brakes. Yeah, we're going to land with auto brakes too. JBob18, welcome aboard. Good to see you. Same with squawk codes, the way I got in my training. 7.5, M with knives. 7.6, we have Dutch. Reminder, 7.7, we go to heaven. Yeah, I didn't know that as well as I should have when I had my comm issue. So I was trying to figure out if I was supposed to go 7.5, 7.6, or 7.7. Thankfully, I picked 7.6. Pro tip, never touch the lights. That's right. My favorite craft beer. Ah, man, that varies. That all just depends. Pull the speed brakes out and get this sucker down.
Boeing 717, flight present heading vector for descent.
Present heading vectors descent. Boeing 717.
United 465, turn right on Juliet, cross
no.
runway 30
Why are you
right
turning?
taxi to the
Present
runway
heading.
Zulu, remain this frequency.
Yeah, we're nice and slippery today. This plane, I remember that, I think the last time I flew this plane, it didn't want to descend. Be 240 on the descent here. Let's keep the boards out for now. But yeah, and my favorite craft beer changes depending on kind of the day of the week and time of the year and whatever I happen to be interested in. So I don't really have one right now. Like I had this really good, I had this really good coffee porter a couple weeks ago by a local company, but I can't remember what the name of it was.
Boeing
Trip taker, welcome aboard. Good to see you.
270, intercept runway 30 left localizer.
270, intercept the 30 left localizer, Boeing 717. Okay, 270. The ECAS messages are telling me that I have a hydraulic quantity low. Those have been off since we took off. I have no idea what they are or why they're showing up. They shouldn't be. Bring that speed back to 210. Once we get the scenery loads out of the way here. Chug, 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 chug. I think we can do the first notch flaps. I don't recall if there's a placard on here or not to tell me. So we can do flaps 5, see what happens. It didn't complain at us, so we're fine. Oh, there it did complain at us. Whatever.
Bank angle.
You gotta be kidding me.
Boeing 717, 5 miles from Clyde, maintain 4,000 total steps in the localizer, clear DLS runway 30 left approach.
Clear LS 30 left approach, Boeing 717.
Bank angle.
Really? Are you freaking serious? I had the freaking failures turned off.
Pull up. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain.
I have failures turned off. That should not happen. Yeah, autopilot disconnect. I got you.
15 San Francisco ground runway 1 left, taxi via Alpha Golf Bravo.
I got you. Autopilot disconnect. Right. Be quiet. Where's my localizer button? Localizer approach. Well, this is going to be a no flaps landing.
240.
Guys, got to admit that was a pretty good recovery. So I'm going to say that this plane is not adhering to the real limits. Turning auto throttle off. My airplane. We got down to like under 1,000 feet at one point though. Like we should have been dead. Tower's going to be 24-0. Alright, got the runway in sight now too. Okay, in that case, we're going to need like full auto brakes. I have no idea what the flap 0 approach speed is going to be. Probably high. Let's get the gear down.
Boeing 717, connect San Jose Tower 124.0.
124.0, Boeing 717. I'm sure that's going to be a clip. San Jose Tower, Boeing 717, ILS 30 left.
Boeing 717, San Jose Tower, wind 2807, runway 30 left, clear to land.
Clear to land 30 left, Boeing 717. The gear's all three. The gear's at 3 green right now, so we're good. Yeah, it's down. Not the plane's fault. For some reason, rechecks general settings, remove flying surfaces, over speed or over G. All right, we'll check for that once we get down then. Yeah, because I mean, like, I leave that setting off because I don't care about failures. I don't care about crashing a plane or anything like that. And those settings are generally too sensitive or just not right. Trip Taker, thanks for the bits, man. Cleared ILS 30 left, corkscrew approach. There you go. To Reddit. Well, I know my flaps are broken, so we're not even going to try to use them. Looks like we'll keep the speed about 190 knots.
Oakland Center 134.45.
Did I update? Yeah, recently. I did, yeah. So we'll once we're on the ground, we'll check and we'll like recheck that. I'm just going to reload this sim once we're on the ground. And we can see if we can get these hydraulic failures gone too. Okay, approach checklist. Here's down 3 green. Apparently the speed brakes were out that whole time too.
Alaska 20 Oakland Center, Roger.
Here's down 3 green. Flaps are staying in. Speed brakes armed. Auto brakes armed. Lights are set. Runway's in sight. Clearance has been received. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I'm going off the airspeed colors. Looks like about 190 knots or so. Got a dead-on headwinds. Nothing to worry about there. Basically, we're just going to glide this thing in, to be honest. Oh, Tyson Harris, man, you just missed everything.
Too low, terrain, 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 too low, terrain.
I have no idea what they made the butt flap. Oh, there's. Oh, yeah, McCheaty Pilot with a donation. McCheaty Pilot, we'll get there in a second, then. Thanks, buddy.
Too low, terrain, too low, terrain, too low, terrain.
Reach on, reach on, reach on.
Too low, terrain, too low.
Why is it telling me too low terrain?
Terrain, too low, 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 terrain.
20.
Down.
10.
Smoke him! Smoke him! I don't think they're going to clap at that one. Well then.
717, turn right on Lima, cross runway 30 right, taxi to the ramp via Zulu, maintenance frequency.
Right Lima, ramp via Zulu, your frequency, 717. Can we cross 30 right?
Boeing 717, cross runway 30 right.
Cross runway 30 right, Boeing 717, thanks. I hope you didn't see what just happened there. I was going to go to signature, but at this point I don't really care. No flaps to clean up. Zulu is the inside.
And San Francisco Tower, United 1850.
Park down here at the end.
One left.
United 1850,
At least it's a long runway, yeah, no kidding. Matt Mar 37, good to see you, man.
One left, go for takeoff.
Guff-tastic, welcome aboard.
Clear for takeoff.
Serious Max, good to see you, man. Join us for the next route, Max. Max, were you here just a few minutes ago to see what transpired? If not, crazy, can you post your clip there again? Cleared for the corkscrew approach. My flaps up button is not working, by the way. Like, I can do flap... Oh, no, now it works. My flaps up button did not work, so I couldn't put the flaps in. Alright, Max. Go watch that clip, dude. Trust me. Just done streaming. Took a 737 Denver to Van Nuys. Storm segments all around over the Rockies. Identified slow hydraulic leak. The FBO had 20% fluid left. Never developed into an actual hydraulic failure. Huh. Brian says I never even spilled my drink. Yeah. We got two sceneries colliding with each other here. Because why not? Or do we? No, actually, no. It's just the one scenery. Never mind. Just the way these things are packed in. All right. Put the park brake on. We'll do the replay since I'm going to reload the sim anyway. So let's just disconnect from PilotEdge. Flap over speed. Thank you. Yep. Oh, jeez. That was a laugh and a burp altogether. Well, I feel like we need to let's find the moment of impact here. There's the slowdown. So they're the flaps broke. That's why we got asymmetric flaps. It's not going to show it, obviously. Oh no, that was the turn. And it was in the turn that we got the asymmetric flaps. Because they broke. Let's do the speed up here. Ah, here we go. Uh-huh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. That is the thing that could happen. Look at that wing flex, too. Ah, it's so beautiful. Alright, there's a... Nope, that's not the recovery. Here's the recovery. We recovered at... Oh, it doesn't tell me. We recovered it really damn low. And then I'm like, I hope the controller didn't see that. I'm sure he did, though. Alright, then we'll come in here, watch the landing. The landing ended up being okay, all things considered. Ooh, that's a really bad sound. I was okay with the landing, though, all things considered. Honestly, that was probably better than I would do with flaps. We have to hit the brakes though. Brakes. Interesting, the runways didn't load in when we came back here. Runway view there. Close. A disaster turned into a learning opportunity. I'll take it. McShady Pilot Man, thanks for the donation. Says I think you deserve this one after the close call. And Captain P3D, thank you very much for 7 months of support. Are you going to be viewing the total solar eclipse this month? I'm going to be in the air when that happens. I'm going to be flying back from Portugal, so I might get to see something from the airplane based on our flight path. But yeah, I don't know that I don't know how much, if anything, I'll get to see. All right, last one here. Then we'll step away and get the plane loaded back up and go for flight number 2. Just kissed it right there. Kissed it. I'll take it. I'll take it. All right, let's close that sim out. Yeah. Gonna need some medical attention on board. Medical attention and a giant prescription of Xanax for all the passengers. Welcome aboard Boeing 717 with service to San Jose. Please enjoy your complimentary antidepressants. Trust me, you're gonna need them. FO had a heart attack and just grabbed the yoke. I'm like, ugh! Down he goes. All right, new flight. We'll stay in the 7. We'll stay in that plane. Just stay at the end here at the gate.
Reach on. Reach on. Reach on.
Chill Fry 777 here for 4 months. Chill Fry 777, thank you very much for your continued support. Cheers. Appreciate it, man. Ah, that's some good wine. Train Goes 3002, welcome aboard. Will that go up on YouTube with the replay? Yeah, that's going to go up on YouTube. I probably won't cut the replay, but that particular clip will be on YouTube. 1998 blue background is the default, man. Default for life. You go on holiday to Portugal? Yes. I'm leaving for Portugal I'm leaving for Portugal in just over a week. Peter Hoover 21, good to see you, man. I'm glad you like it. I don't know. I gotta go back and watch it, and we'll see how it feels. Let's wait on Drink and Fly. Yeah. All right, guys. Here's what's gonna happen. Gargoyle, the seatbelt sign was definitely on. Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna step away for a moment. I gotta use the little boys' room, stretch the legs. So if you guys are taking off, thank you very much for joining me. If you're sticking around, the next flight's gonna take us from San Bernardino down to Las Vegas. So if you are interested in that, then go ahead and come join us on PilotEdge. But I'll be right back. So we'll see you in just a moment.
Come in. I can seat you by the fire. Listen. There's something I must confide. I know I said that it'd be fine. I know I made it look like it'd be alright. But I think I learned my lesson, and I'm not gonna let you out of my sight. You can call me killer, 'cause I'll bring you to the light. And it might taste bitter when you're answering to God. You can call me killer as you look into my eyes. Nothing but a sinner, you won't get away this time.
All right. I can't stop the song before the drop, though. I guess we can call that a drop. All right. And we're back. Part number 2. Let's see what kind of train wreck we can cook up this time. I did fix the control surfaces setting. I'm glad to know that that's actually well, it's good to know that's a problem. It'd be nice if there wasn't a problem, but it's good to know that there's a problem there and I can fix that. Anybody I've missed? Anybody come here? Poker 2012 Chew, welcome aboard. Cooper Deck 7, welcome aboard. Scooby-Doo 1155, been here for 4 months, enjoyed all of it. Keep up the great streams. Thank you very much for your kind donation, Scooby-Doo. Cheers, my friend. I appreciate it. Nagy87, good to see you, man. Perform maintenance through my iPad. It should get rid of the hydraulic cautions. Yeah, it's a good call. Reset all. Is that it? That was maintenance, right? Maintenance. Maintenance successfully performed. All right. We'll see if it works. We know we have to have the APU on now, so there's that. All right, pop up over here. I can't talk anymore. JD Alabama, good to see you. Iron Condor Simulations, welcome aboard. Yeah, I already turned off structural failures. We got that, trust me. KK Bash, welcome aboard. SWFL Ethan, good to see you, man. Happy Friday, sir. This plane's supposed to work in 11, man. They released a patch pretty early on. Louis Mons, good to see you. Tristan TL, welcome aboard. What is my favorite plane? I don't really have one. I fly everything. My favorite plane is whatever I happen to be flying today. Today it's the 757-200. It's the best plane in X-plane. There's no problems with it at all. Nope, not a bit. That's a lie. Turn the APU on. Okay, so battery, standby power to auto. Open to bus ties, turn on the utility bus, hit the APU over to start. We'll let that thing get started up. And then we'll go from there. I got approved for a mortgage this week. Now it's real now. I'm scared. This URL not found. Congratulations, man. That's the first step to a lifelong bit of misery and being shackled to a piece of wood. As a fellow homeowner, it's actually not too bad. Good luck, man. Dear plane, please turn on my APU. Signed, catstrator. Please fasten your seatbelts as tight as possible because of flight issues. All right. IRS to nav. We'll come down here, get the IRS alignment going. FMS. Position in it. KSJC. Do that. That'll start the alignment process. Overhead panel, yaw dampers both on. Hydraulic pumps can all come on. That panel's good. Second panel, we got the battery on. Standby power to auto. Gens and all that stuff are where I want them. Fantastic. Third panel, armed emergency exit lights. The engine start switches to both. The igniters are both off. Fuel pumps are, we'll turn one of them on. And anti-ice is off. Wipers off. Lights, we'll go position lights on. Whoop, no, not ling lights. Logo lights. Good to go there. Window heat's 1, 2, 3, 4. No smoking sign to auto. Landing altitude is like 2,400 feet if I recall. Put that on auto. Good there. Everything else is good there. Final panel. Temps to auto. Temps to auto. Oops. Trim air. Recirc fans. Packs to auto.
Flying center 457, connect Oakland center
APU on.
134.45.
Isolation valve open. And we have an airplane. As soon as I came back, like 20 people left. Eastern Massachusetts is the opposite of affordable. Yes, it is. Where are you looking for a home? Which part of Eastern Massachusetts? You don't have to say the name of the city. say it in relativity to Boston. Having bought a house in eastern Massachusetts fairly recently, I do not envy you one bit. Torbinator Man, good to see you, buddy. Happy Friday. Complimentary 5-point harnesses have been installed for all passengers in this flight. Please see below your seat, for it will contain not only a flotation device, but also a parachute. Okay, so the overhead panel's all set. IRSs are aligning. Let's call clearance up and get our clearance to get out of here. We are once again
1850, Roger.
Boeing 717. This time will be IFR to Las Vegas. And clearance is 118.0. I should load the plane up with people and fuel too, shouldn't I?
Flying center 457, Auckland Center, Roger.
118. 18.0. Okay. Good there. Good there. Let's get people and gas on board. So we want to have as many passengers as we can put on here and a zero fuel weight of 182.5. All right. So let's go fuel truck, gate config. Open the doors. And as many passengers as we can put on here. And a zero fuel weight of 182.5. We're at 172.5, so we'll add another 10,000 pounds of cargo. 182.5 right there. And we want to have on board 23.2 thousand pounds of fuel. 23,200. Great. Load. Why did this change? Okay, it's aligning. Okay, so clearance I said was 118.0. Yep, we're tuned into that. So we're Boeing 717. We're going to be IFR to Las Vegas. So Boeing 717 SJC, not to be confused with SJW, to LAS CRAFT. Excuse me. San Jose clearance, Boeing 717 IFR to Las Vegas. Wah, 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 wah.
Boeing 717 San Jose clearance. I don't have a flight plan for you. Try refiling, please.
Right, because I forgot to file the flight plan. And San Jose clearance just filed at 717. The best laid plans. The heck was that?
Boeing 717, Roger. Clearance on request, standby.
Standing by. Ooh, apparently I'm getting tired.
Boeing 717, clear to the Las Vegas airport. Take E3 departure, take E intersection, then as filed. Climb via SID exit, maintain 5,000. Squawk 6060.
Clear to Las Vegas airport. Techie departure, Techie transition as filed. Climb via SID exit, maintain 5,000. Departure or transport. Squawk 6060, Boeing 717.
Boeing 717, read back correct.
It's one of those nights, man. One of those nights. All right. Let's turn him off for now.
Reach on. Reach on.
We got exactly what we
reach
filed,
on.
so we'll just go punch that in. Roman Burton here for 7 months. He says, hello, Ty and Stream. Hello, Roman Burton. Thank you very much for your continued support. Cheers. Happy Friday, man. Good to see you. Just feed me the bourbon through the oxygen max. I'll be good to go, says Hexload. I like it. See, Colonel A, good to see you, man. Happy Friday. When you say climb via, it's okay. So, climb via SID, except maintain 5,000. Now, if we take a look at the SID, it's a good learning lesson here. That's one I can explain. So if we take a look at the SID, we're going to be departing from runway 30 right. Runway 30 right says depart heading 306 to reaching 570 feet. And then cross the MLPTS intersection at or above 900 feet, less than 230 knots. cross the Spittens intersection at 5,000 feet, and then Techie above 13,000 feet. So climb via SID, what it says is climb to maintain and exceed, or climb to meet the altitude restrictions given on the SID. And then the except maintain says, as opposed to going up to what the SID says. So the SID says top altitude is flight level 190. So we could follow this all the way up to 190. What he's saying is follow the altitude restrictions on the SID, except your maximum altitude that I'm going to give you is 5,000 feet. So except maintain 5,000. So that's what that instruction happens to mean. Yeah, I do it right. That was a weird one for me at first too. That was it was a couple years ago when they started using the climb via SID except maintain. And yeah, that was odd. Okay, let's get the sucker programmed in here. Route. We're gonna go from KSJC, SJ. It's already in there. Heading up to Las Vegas, KLAS. Activate. Execute. Departing and arriving. Departing on the Techie 3. To Techie on 30 right. Execute. And then go to the route page. Next page. After Techie comes Intel. LL. After Intel comes Q162. Q162. We're taking that to ESA. ESA? 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 ESA gonna fly this plane. BTY. Execute that. Departing and arriving, coming into Vegas. Coming into Vegas on the Sunset 3 from BTY. And we'll leave the approaches alone. We'll go to the likes page. Make sure there's no discontinuities. Nope. Make sure the altitude restrictions and there's no discontinuities. So 570 or above, 900 or above, 230 knots, so we can accelerate from there. 5,000 feet, 13,000 or above. Good, good, good. Good, good. Oh, discontinuity. From ESA, we've got direct to BTY. So we'll fix that. That discontinuity is now gone. Then we have the arrival coming in. Boom, 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 boom. Everything looks fantastic. Execute that. Great! Whoops. Put our gross rate in there. And then our reserves come from SimBrief. And the reserves are 7.1. You want to know where that comes from? In the briefing, under planned fuel, final reserve, 7.1. 1 hour of fuel. Cruising altitude is 35,000 feet. And our cost index is going to be 85. Great. We go to the inner ref page. Flaps 5. We'll derate to 45 because why not? 3.9 on the trim. Let's set that real quick. Speeds on V1 143, V rotate 146, V2 150. Good there. Okay. So we'll go to the glare shield then. Glare shield, the initial speed we're going to fly is V2 plus 15, so 165 knots. Somebody got green Cheez-Its on my knobs here. This must have been from the previous flight crew who vomited all over the glare shield. 165. The initial heading is 306. As per the chart. And the initial altitude is 5,000. Nope. 5,000. Set, set, set. Flight director on. LNAV. Everything else can stay. We will then come down and set the transponder. Come on down, transponder. Yourself a nice transponder. 6060. 6060. Go TARA. Okay, FMC set. We have the performance data set. Glare shield's been set. Transponder's been set. Overhead panel. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so that's all set, ready to go. The people have been loaded. We'll get rid of all the equipment. So airplane, close all the doors, go to ground, gate config, go away, fuel truck goes away, call the pushback truck. unset the parking brake. Is X-Plane 11 for the PlayStation 4? Close enough. No. Not a chance. Anybody joining us? Nobody joining us in the return leg here. Everybody says, you know what? Not today, man. I just can't do it. All right. So we're going to push back. We'll basically swing our tail that way. Tail to the right. Tail that way. Nose that way. So let's give a little bit of gas. Too much gas. Just a little bit of gas, I said. Beacon on. Overhead panel. We will turn off the packs 1 and 2. Make sure we got 35 PSIs, which we do. And we'll start with engine number 2. Boy, that's a real fast pushback. Into rotation. It's a really fast pushback, buddy. It's 20% gas. Oh, fuel pump's on. Okay. Stop the pushback. Tell him to go away. Oh, we're supposed to. Oh, we did maintenance. Never mind. That's one good engine. Let's make it 2. Into rotation. Terminator, we're at San Jose. We're going to fly to flight of Las Vegas. The perfect flight for you to do something like Bullhead to Las Vegas in your little Bonanza. Try my damnedest to get the air level using, get onto the level of using BATSIM or PilotEdge. Well, start simple. Start with a nice, easy general aviation plane and go from there. Basically, if you want to learn how to fly on either of these networks, you should learn the same way that you would in the real world. 2 good engines, back overhead. Pack, left pack, right pack on. All the engine bleeds can come on. AP bleed can come off. Isolation valve comes off. AP generator comes off. Oh, nope. Standby power on auto. Wrong button. APU can come off. And we'll go ahead and grab the weather. San Jose International weather. 0503 Zulu. 300 at 9 or 10 mile visibility. Few clouds, 8,500. Scattered clouds, 12,000. Broken, 16,000. 28 Celsius, dew point 14. Altimeter 29901. Thank you. Flaps 5. Is that actually flaps 5? Yeah. Outside, do a flight control check. Right rudder's good. Left rudder's good. Wait, it moves real slow. Left aileron. Right aileron. Full back. Full forward. Great. All right, let's get ground, tower, and we'll get out of here. 21.7. They both go up, and they only go up. That one goes down. Seriously? How many bugs can we find in one flight? The numbers only go up. Nope, that one goes down. Jeez Christ. 21.7. Apparently this wasn't a problem on the last flight. I'm not sure how that wasn't the case, but it wasn't a problem on the last flight. 24-0's tower. San Jose ground, Boeing 717s, north side of the terminal with the weather for taxi.
Boeing 717, San Jose ground running 30 right, taxi via Yankee Alpha 1.
Here's your right, Yankee Alpha 1, Boeing 717. All right, Zulu's in front of us, Yankee's over there. We'll just step across little Kilo here. Farewell, San Jose, we hardly knew you. See, Colonel, man, we do what we could. This community is pretty damn good. Like, everybody here is pretty helpful. If you don't know something, please ask. If you don't know something, please ask, because it gives us something to talk about. If you guys haven't figured it out, flight simulation can be a little dry at times. I mean, N1 is relative. Not.
Flying Center 457, connect Seattle Center 135.15.
Right. Yeah, you guys got it. You guys got it figured out. I'm just going to sit here. Flight sim is not dry. No, of course not. There's always excitement. There's always something to see and do and feel and be thrilled for. Come on, go. How much thrust do you need to go?
Seattle Center, roger.
The plane's not that heavy. Lost Kiwi, good to see you, man. Happy Friday, sir. You're going home soon, aren't you? I ask this question every single day. I have no idea when you're going home, and you've told me every day. You need to make your plane have some failures, spice it up a bit. You know, if I was in a case like one of the P3D or FSX guys where all I ever flew was the NGX, then by all means bring the failures on. But I fly a different plane every single week, and they're generally not terribly similar. Like, there's not a lot of similarities between this Challenger 300 I flew last week and the Boeing 757 we're flying this week. So I don't have enough time to really learn a single plane inside and out. The same way that somebody who only flies the NGX or only flies the 777 or only flies, you know, even this plane does. So for that reason, I just don't find failures to be an interesting thing to turn on. Because I'm going to see a failure, I'm going to look at it and be like, well, what the hell do I do with that? I don't know. I don't know that system well enough. So that's my philosophy on failures. The NGX. The NGX is PMDG 737 for prepared in FSX. It's sort of the the plane that everybody judges every other plane by. It's probably one of the, if not the best flight simulation products in the market. It's a really damn good plane, or so I've been told. I haven't actually flown it, but it does get a little tiring hearing about it. But if you go through and you look at the FSX section within Twitch, you're going to see probably 75% of the people are either flying the 737 or they're flying the 777. And some people, that's all they fly. Engine 1 failure 15 seconds after takeoff. I mean, it would be interesting, sure, but I don't know what to do with that. And the problem with doing something like that is I have this schedule, okay? So I have these 2 flights that I've planned to try to spice it up and keep it interesting. And if I have an engine failure at N1, I have to go back to San Jose, and then what do? I reset the plane, I go do it again. So you guys get to watch me go through the entire setup and configuration again on the plane. It's another 45 minutes that we're going to be here on the ground, and it's just not, like, for the kind of stuff that we're doing, it just isn't that interesting. Like, it's interesting when you do it by yourself, sure. What is going on with that truck? Whoa! Uh-huh. Go home, fuel truck. You're drunk. The NGX and 777 are both phenomenal. They are, yeah. And I'd love to be able to fly them, but I don't have the patience to get P3D and FSX or FSX. I don't have the patience to get P3D or FSX set up to the level that they need to be. Evan W, good to see you, by the way. Yeah, like the IXEG 737 is a good product, but it's nowhere near the level of completeness that the NGX is. Like, the NGX is probably more, like, the closest thing that we have to the NGX is probably this plane.
20, connect Seattle Center 135.
But even that is still just a piece of what the NGX is. Because the NGX is aims at, like, and same thing with the 747 and the 777. Like, basically anything that PMDG releases, they're aiming at being the most feature-complete simulation on the market.
Alaska 20, Seattle Center, roger. Descent at Palace discretion, maintain flight level 240.
All right, 240. And then, did I turn the APU off? Yeah. NorCal departure is 21.3. What? Dude, you gotta be kidding me. Okay. COM 1 is broken. COM 1 is really broken. 240. So we'll use COM 2 for the rest of this flight. Hopefully. .3. And I say that this is the closest thing to the NGX, and then something like that happens. Let me make sure I'm still on 240 up here. 25. No, the freaking COM 2 is not working in this plane. Well, that's going to be annoying. I can't use... That's not supposed to happen like that. So I can use one side of the comm radio here. 240. Great. I can go up. I can go up with everything. So if I have to go up, that's fine. Just remember that. Departure's 21.3. This is going down now. Oh God, you gotta be kidding me. That one's going down. That one's controlling. San Jose Tower, Boeing 717, holding short, runway 30 right. I'm on the wrong frequency now. The frequencies are set incorrectly. Do I need to leave the damn APU on? I'll leave the APU on if I have to. Nope. Nope, that's not working either. Okay. Let's turn the APU back on. Oh wait, I went on the wrong comm radio here. Let's go to that one. See if that fixes it.
San Jose clearance, Unit 895, heavy IFR to Las Vegas.
Unit 895, heavy San Jose clearance, clear to the Las Vegas airport, take East. Climb via SID accept.
That's really annoying, by the way.
Squawk 4174.
Alright, clear Las Vegas, Techie 4 Techie has filed claim with the SID to accept maintain 5000, squawk 4174, Unit 895 heavy.
Unit 895 heavy, read back correct.
San Jose Tower, Boeing 717 is holding short 30 right.
Boeing 717, San Jose Tower, wind 290 at 9, runway 30 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 30 right, Boeing 717. Lights. Camera.
Delta
Action.
2141 Oakland Center, roger.
2, 3. Let's go. Clear to the left. I'll soon clear to the right. Try the co-pilot's tune to VHF 1. I don't think it's going to make any difference either. If I change this thing to
Ground United
we might
895
mess around
heavies
with
at
it a
the
little more in
terminal,
the air.
taxi proceed.
All right, here we go.
United 95 heavy, San Jose ground, runway 30 right
Throttle up.
taxi via Yankee
Engine
Alpha
stable.
30 right Yankee Alpha 1.
Auto
United
throttle armed.
895.
Power set. Seems to have gone to Toga. There we go.
Alaska
Airspeed
20,
alive.
contact Seattle Center 128.15.
80. V1, VR. Positive rate gear.
Alaska 20, Seattle Center, descend via the timbers to arrival, Portland altimeter 2979er. November 1310, Alpha, Portland approach, say aircraft type.
Alright, go air autopilot on. One less thing to worry about.
1910,
My flap up button is not working yet again. This plane's got some problems right now. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. Like, there's some serious issues with this plane at the moment. My flaps up button on my joystick doesn't work. That radio thing happened. Completely hosed.
717, connect NorCal departure.
Departure 717, we'll see it. NorCal departure, Boeing 717, 2,200, climbing 5,000 via SID.
Boeing 717, NorCal departure, radar contact.
Alright.
Boeing 717, climb and maintain flight level 190.
Flight level 190, Boeing 717. Okay, that clears any altitude restrictions. So we can go 190, and then we go to flight change mode. We'll put that at 250. Because there's a 5,000 foot altitude restriction at the next intersection this plane would try to hold if we didn't put it in flight change mode. Read the clock to you while I'm at it.
1910 Alpha Roger, you are stepped on your transmissions. I guess I missed that. Clearance for request, standby.
Was it the 752 update that broke it or the new X-Plane updates? I have no idea. I've heard a bunch of authors complain that the latest X-Plane update has caused problems with their planes, so I'm going to pin the blame on Laminar, but I honestly just don't know. Do not know. Fun fact, the only plane I've ever rage quit on stream has been the 757 V1. Just trying to turn back on course here. Let's give it a little hand. Because that's not how it's supposed to fly it. It's going to turn itself back now. I think Max is down there.
10 Alpha is clear to the Aurora Airport as filed, maintain
just about to take
7,000.
off. Cool.
Departure frequency 121.65, squawk 5201, and hold for release.
Up we go.
(910 Alpha, read that correct. Release for departure, clearance spot if not off by 0200.
Unfortunately, moments like this make me glad I've not installed X-Plane 11. Yeah, well, I can't say much. I mean, the plane I tried to fly last week completely just didn't work. Like, it depends on the airplane. It depends on how much work the developer's really done on them. I don't know, like, what all Ramses has done with 757. But I know that, yeah, this plane is having some issues tonight. ICG's up there as far as system levels go. Yep, it's pretty good. It's pretty good, especially after the latest updates. Like, it's still, like, the VNAV still is trash, but for the most part, the plane is really pretty damn good. Josh, good to see you, buddy. Happy Friday, Josh. Hope you're doing well, man.
17, connect Seattle's correction Auckland Center, 123.8.
23.8, Boeing 717. .8. Oakland Center, Boeing 717, 12,400, climbing flight level 190.
Boeing 717 Oakland Center, climb and maintain flight level 290.
Level 290, Boeing 717.
United 1850, Seattle Center, roger. United 895, San Jose
29,000.
Tower, runway 30 right, clear for takeoff, wind
A little
290.
wind view going here. Coming out of those clouds, kind of cool. As far as the best plane, it's a matter of opinion. I agree. Bubonic Plague, welcome aboard. 767 seems to be in better shape than 757. That's interesting. I think I'm going to fly the 767 on Sunday, so we'll get a chance to compare them. Al Smoke and T, welcome aboard. Good to see it. Is this default weather? Yep. Default weather, default clouds. Oh, there's nothing over there. Oh, would you look at that? Weather? No weather. Let me go back to VNAV now.
Delta 2141.
Let her accelerate.
For 2 arrivals, San Francisco altimeter 2990.
We should have accelerated a long time ago, but whatever. How's the flight model? Is it within 5%? I don't know. It's like 3.5 maybe? 3.75? We need to get Alan in here. We need Aerosim Gaming, our resident flight model expert.
United 895, heavy contact, NorCal departure.
I like the 767, but I can't stand the 787 beacon light. Interesting. I haven't noticed that. I haven't paid it. I haven't noticed it because I haven't really paid much attention to it. So.
United 895.
Big Red Noof, good to see you. Happy Friday. Hope you are well. Do you get the annoying wind shift when the default weather changes? Yes. Yeah, the winds are not steady with the default weather engine. You just kind of get used to it, though. According to Rush, the flight model on this thing is utter garbage. I bet he's had some more colorful things to say about it, too. Knowing Alan. Is he streaming tonight? He usually goes live here about now. Ugh. An hour? It's not going to take us an hour to get down there, is it? Crap. Four flights telling me it'll be an hour until we get to Vegas. We still got a lot of climbing, a lot of speed to gain, though. Aerosim Gaming is streaming. Okay. I figured he would be. Sorcerer Dave's going. Alan's going. Oh, yeah. Alan's in the vodka burner right now. Tim's going. Ground Point Niners going. A lot of guys are live right now. Friday night's the hopping night, man. I tell you.
Delta 2141.
I think my question last week confused you. I was asking if you've taken any video vlogging your PPL training. Would be interesting to see. Hangar 52. I talked about this a little bit on the first flight. I have a GoPro. I have a lot of footage that I have recorded, but I've not made it public. I have posted a couple of videos to my Discord server, but I haven't made them like outright been like, here, go check the video on like Twitter or made it public on YouTube or whatnot. And I probably won't for most of those. I'm planning on doing some flight vlogging and you know, doing kind of a big wrap up to talk about the whole thing once I'm all done. But yeah, I haven't really made any of the videos for my training public yet, and I, like I said, I'm probably not going to, just because it kind of opens up myself and my instructor to some potential liability issues. Like if there's something that we did wrong, something that we missed, or whatever. It just like it's one of those situations where there's a lot to lose and there's not a lot to gain. But once I'm done and once I actually have my ticket and I'm actually flying around doing kind of my own thing, I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be another one of those goddamn YouTubers who's making videos. And I've got some ideas to try to spice it up and make things interesting. EKFDKWJTL, welcome to the Beer of the Month Club, sir. Thank you very much for your support. Cheers. That is a mouthful to say. I don't think I've seen you in chat. Does that actually mean anything, or are you just hitting a bunch of buttons?
Connect Oakland Center 127.45.
2745, Boeing 717.
United 895 Heavy, connect Oakland Center 123.8.
2745. Since we only have one working comm radio. Oakland Center, Boeing 717, flight level 237, climbing flight level 290.
United 895 Oakland Center, climb and maintain flight level 290.
Would be cool if there was a flight simulator for PS4.
Center, climb and maintain flight level
Reach
350.
on.
Flight level 350, Boeing 717. Yeah, I wouldn't count on having a proper flight simulator for any of the consoles. They just really aren't powerful enough, and the control inputs aren't there and whatnot. Like, you might have something like Aerofly FS2 that'll come over there. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to see that down the road, but even that's still, you know, a lot. Cranky65, man. Cranky, thank you very much for your support. Cheers and welcome to the Beer of the Month Club. It's good to see you back, man. I haven't seen you around too much lately. Iron Condor Simulations asked, what's the average cost of the PPL? About $10,000 in the United States. Sometimes more, sometimes less. What do you think about the Eclipse 550? I think it's a great plane. I love flying that plane.
Northeast of the Skepos Airport.
Might provide some inspiration for others, just a thought. Totally get your justification. Yeah, dude. Like, and it's one of those things we're gonna do a lot of talking about it once I'm all done, and can kind of collect my thoughts and see how things, you know, sort of panned out from the 5,000-foot view. Did they just update this plane? I'm not sure, George. Welcome aboard, George Pilot. I'm not sure when they updated this last. I'm on whatever the latest version is as of this morning. For whatever that's worth. Everybody's talking about the new KLAS. I'm not seeing in my update 1105. Interesting. I haven't seen it yet. I just typed in something random in a different language. Got it. Did the last flight break the other radio? I don't know. I restarted the whole sims. The last flight shouldn't have broken anything with this.
United 1850, connect.
If you're into Warbirds, you give War Thunder a shot on the PS4. Not a lot of sim, though. Cal Rock, welcome aboard.
Oakland Center, United 895, level 251, climbing level 290.
United 895, Oakland Center.
Truxton, can you tell me which camera add-on you're using? I'm using the default camera. I'm using the default camera built into X-Plane. If you want to know how to set it up, there's a video on either Twitch or my YouTube channel that tells you how to set up the default X-Plane camera. I would suggest watching it. It's pretty good. And Chuckson, welcome aboard, man. Once you get used to the X-Plane camera system, it's tough to go back to. Like, it's difficult to do anything else in the other sims.
Flying Center 457, connect Seattle Center 135.45.
It's not even about processing power so much. It's literally just like RAM. Like, it's like the amount of RAM that those systems have is nowhere near enough to be able to store all the scenery and whatnot. Like, my X-Plane right now is using 8.5 gigabytes of memory. And that's, you know, I've seen that higher. I've seen that over like 10 or 11. That's more RAM, I believe, than the PlayStation 4 has altogether. So you get some, but it wouldn't look like this. But it's like the way the ability to interact too. Like, you can't interact with the sim very well with a controller. You know, you literally don't have enough buttons to do everything that you would need to do. I mean, they used to have flying games in those systems, and then nobody bought them. Like, they typically weren't very good, and people just didn't buy them. Like, you know, Ace Combat and those types of games. Like, you're not going to find a full-on simulator though, because like the PlayStation and Xbox crowd is not interested in a full-on simulator. Did I build the ortho, or am I using the Fork Boy stuff from the org? I built all this ortho myself. I use ortho for XP. Rob Murphy Hutch, welcome aboard, man. Good to see you. Happy Friday. X-Plane camera systems increasing from 10 to 20 presets and 11 X-Plane 10. Ooh. How are they doing that, Torb? Like, are they adding more ways to just like more keys that you can have? Best flying game is Just Cause 2. There you go. Padawan, good to see you, man. Happy Friday.
Alaska 20 to 718.5.
The mic is different, yeah. Is it better? Is it worse? Hope you don't attempt to crash this one. The goal is to not crash the airplane. The goal is to not crash. Ugh, excuse me. I'm down to 41 minutes. They must be adding more hotkey bind slots. Yeah, probably what it is. Yeah, that's a good point. Much better. Is it the same to fly with that thing in front of you? It's a little different. Like the main difference is I have to focus on talking into it. If I just kind of did one of these where I came over here and looked at my tablet and didn't actually talk into it, you guys wouldn't be able to hear me all that well, right? Or if I come over here and I'm like, oh, hey, what's going on? Like, I have to make sure that I actually talk into this thing. And that was the reason why I had the headset mic in the first place. But I came to the realization with the headset mic that it probably wasn't going to be good long term. Like, I wasn't going to be able to get a lot more quality out of that thing. And I was having real problems with pops and hisses, and also issues with just me breathing and just general like moving around noise. So this thing picks up a lot more noise, but I'm going to work on, when I get back from vacation, I'm going to work on doing some sound treatment to this room and see if I can make it sound a little bit on the better side. It sounds exactly the same. Perfect. That's what I was aiming for. If it doesn't sound any worse, then we're fine. The thing is, I can do a lot more with this than I can with the headset mic. It's intimate. It's awfully phallic, isn't it? I believe they'll offer keystroke combinations based on my chat with Austin and Ben. Cool. Grab out a parachute. Gotta run. Have a safe flight. See ya, Hexload. Take it easy, buddy. I crashed all at 13. Welcome aboard. Headset mic was great. It is, yeah. It's a good mic. What's going on with the CRJ? Aerosoft released a CRJ this week for P3D and FSX. So I figured we had to have some sort of a tribute to it in my stream today. You sound great, like you're standing next to me. Awesome. Yeah, so I 37 Bravo compression's gonna come. If I add a lot of compression to it, I'll show you. If I add a lot of compression to it, then suddenly you're picking up a lot of background noise. Like, if I talk quiet, you can kind of hear my air conditioner in the background that's running. And you can hear me typing on my keyboard and stuff like that. So I have to... Hang on. So I have the compression turned all the way down, just to kind of avoid that. But yeah, eventually I want to be able to put more compression on. I just have to make this room a little bit better for that.
Alaska 20 to center maintain 3000.
KJo111, good to see you.
United 1850.
I can push one button and completely turn the whole thing off. And now it's just what it sounds like normally if you don't run it through any sort of gear at all. Which actually, like, it doesn't sound too bad. It gets a little poppy. But then I can have the processing and all that, and it sounds better. And have a noise gate. Alright, we should get sent to...
Alaska 20, turn right heading 120.
There we go. I think we should get sent to SoCal here pretty soon, right? Maybe not, though.
Alaska 20, you were supposed to make the right turn to 103 after I-6.
Clickbait, I know, right? I'd love to see a block diagram how your audio is routed. It's actually not too bad. Yeah, I mean, this guy goes into my mic processor. My mic processor has a Y cable out, with one of the Y cables going into my mixer. The other one goes into my PreSonus box, which gives me audio to my PC. And then the mixer has, you know, like 5 or 6 inputs that come in from various sources. But yeah, I'll probably put some stuff like that together once I'm back from vacation. I have a whole list of things that I want to do once the summer's over with. Once I have my PPL and vacations are done and barbecues are done and kind of all that crap. So and like documenting and talking about the audio setup is one of those things, because I think that there's a lot of people that can benefit from the crap that I've learned over the last like 6 to 10 months about how to get all this stuff going.
Alaska 20, turn right heading 190.
What does my written exam tomorrow consist of? 60 multiple choice questions. Basically covering everything that a private pilot has to know.
Kilo, switch to tower, please. Delta 2141, connect, local approach 135.
Tyson Harris, we'll see you, man. Have a great night. Can you add compression only for certain frequencies? Yeah, the device that I'm using doesn't let me do that.
Sky 20, turn right heading 310.
So the device that I'm using doesn't have, like, the compression knobs are kind of strange. What it does, I use a hang on, DBX 286S. So I use this. Nope, that's the A.
2141, local approach at Medlong, clear dial-S. Correction at Medlong.
This is the device that I use. So this is what my microphone comes into, the DBX 286S. And it is a very nice device, but it has this, like, it doesn't have a standard compression. So I haven't quite figured out how to, like, maximize the effectiveness of that compressor. The main thing that I'm using right now is obviously gain. It does have really good clean gain, which is nice. I might actually still get a cloud lifter at some point so I can get cleaner gain. But I'm using the enhancer, and I'm using the expander and the gate primarily. So the expander and the gate are really, like, they're really freaking awesome. Like, they're perfect for the kind of broadcasting that I'm doing. And I could run into my Behringer unit and do some, you know, some filling around with that compressor and whatnot. But at that point, it's not worth it. Couldn't stream the night before my written exam. Whatever, man. It's a test. You know what? Having gone through college, I've taken so many damn tests in my life that this really doesn't have me like nervous at all. But yeah, I'm doing my written exam tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock.
Alaska 20 is 3 miles from Atom, turn left heading 310, maintain 3,000, correction 2,500 toes steps in the localizer, clear dial-S, running 28 left approach.
I'm an audio and video editor using my studio for flight sim. May want to stream in the future. Hey man, like, audio is the most important part of streaming. Like, well, you need to be interesting. You need to have good content, and if you have that and you have good audio, then you are such a step above so many other people. Like, the first thing that you really want to do is you want to sound good. And, you know, if you're an audio engineer by trade, then that's not going to be very difficult for you to do. Like, I've had to learn this stuff, blood, sweat, and tears over the last, like, 6 months or so. I honestly just, yeah, I've had to learn all this stuff from scratch.
Delta 2141, cleared visual approach, running 28 left.
It's been interesting. Used to work for DAX. I'm not sure. Oh, DBX. Cool.
Alaska 20, connect Parliament Tower 1.
I don't really want to do software compression. My goal is to do as much in hardware as I can. Because software starts to add latency, software starts to do, you know, other weird things with stuff, and I like having knobs. Like, I like having little knobs that I can fiddle, and I can say, well, you know what, I want to change the sim volume, so I can do that. I want to change the ATC volume, so I can do that. I want to change my volume, so I can do that. Like, I like having it's so much easier for me to run the stream when I have the knobs, and I can hear exactly in my headphones what's going out.
1910 Alpha, descend to maintain 3,000.
I think you need a background so you can do background move. You know, the green screen thing, not really for me. I don't care about the green screens. Assassin, welcome aboard. Good to see you, man. Yeah, I mean, like, I've had the Behringer stuff for a year now, and that has been monumentally huge at sort of improving the quality of my stream, because now I don't care how loud ATC is. I don't care how loud the plane is, because I can change those on the fly. Like, I can change those volumes and everything to kind of suit my needs as we're kind of going on. Too much knob talk. I know. Well, that's what happens when a bunch of dudes get together, right? But yeah, like, if you can do hardware for sure. But I mean, like, there's the VST stuff now for OBS that you can do compression and some effects and things and whatnot through OBS itself. It's like, you're starting to see more and more options in software to make this stuff better. I think XSplit might have some similar things. You could also do it through, you know, Voice Meter Banana if you want to go down that road. Like, there's certainly options if you want to try to get more, like, sort of pseudo-professional sounding stuff without having to invest a ton of money. Because let's be honest, like, the microphone is $170, the arm is $100, The DBX 286S is $200. There's $80 in the mixing board. I have $100 in sound cards. I have probably another $100 in cabling. Like, by the time you start tallying all these things up, the pre-Sonus was $200. By the time you start tallying all this stuff up, it's like I have almost $1,000 just in audio equipment. But like, this is as much the hobby for me as it is, you know, flying the airplanes and kind of hanging out with you guys.
It says Night Alpha Papa cross running 1-2 at Charlie.
Ooh, Evan W. I'm going to check that out for sure. That looks pretty sweet. I'm not sure what any of that stuff does, but that looks pretty sweet.
November 1 Alpha Kilo connect departure. November 1 Alpha Kilo connect departure.
Yeah, that's pretty cool looking, Evan. Like how many channels and whatnot are you dealing with it when you're at a football stadium? Are you doing the audio for the like what's going on at the PAs, or are you doing the audio for like television broadcasts, or some combination of the two? We're heading into Las Vegas right now. We're flying over the. Are we in Nevada yet?
November 10 Alpha, turn left heading 26.
We're still over California. We'll be in Nevada soon, though. It's a very strange route that we're flying. It's kind of like curved. This sort of curved Q route that brings us down here. So it brings us down. We have to go around all the MOAs and all the restricted airspace, and then get ourselves on a small, teeny little corridor that goes west of all the restrictions and whatnot.
You got 1850, this ought to maintain 3000.
37 Bravo, nice, man. Yeah, you're pumping out some pretty serious sound with that stuff, I think. my setup does not look anywhere near as cool as that. We'll go with that. I do. I mean, I spend most like my day job is video editing, producing and editing instructional videos. So, like the audio stuff is important, but it's not as important as the other tools that I'm equipped with. Rob Murphy, man, send him an email. See if they'll give you the upgrade.
November 1
Personally, don't run the audio during the game. I leave that to my boss. As far as how many channels we have, inputs from field mics, ref mics, PA, DJ, radio feed, TV stream, couple as I can think of off the top of my head. Yeah, okay. You guys got a lot of stuff coming in then. I can't even imagine, dude. Like that stuff's got to be crazy. Like doing it on such a small scale like this is one thing. It certainly has given me a bigger appreciation for guys that do this stuff for a living. And I'll be honest, like, this is all way overboard for anything that you need to do for streaming. Like, I got it in my mind that this is the stuff that I wanted to do. There's a missing scenery tile over there, so we'll look this way. I got it in my mind this is the stuff that I wanted to do, and the way that I wanted to set things up, so I made it happen. Yeah, Rob Murphy, I would send them an email, dude. Like, I'm sure that they'll give you the upgrade pricing if you're like, hey, I was out of town and couldn't do my upgrade. Do I want to become an airline pilot? Absolutely not. I'm very happy with my current career. I'm okay with flying. I want to fly planes recreationally, but I have no interest in flying as a job.
One Alpha Kilo, Roger.
No interest. Separate output for each subsection of the stadium, as well as a whole bunch of field speakers. I see. That sounds immensely complicated.
It's a right turn to Bravo. That's the direction to the terminal.
Is Twitch doing some weird stuff or whatever? Because like I don't usually watch viewer counts and things like that, but my viewer count's fluctuating like 40 people. Like it's going up and coming down. Like I wonder if people are having issues with apps or connections or what.
1850 is 3.5 miles from Hipster. Turn left heading 310. Maintain.
Could you hand me a copy of the Eclipse 550? If you go to xplane.org, you can buy a copy for like $35. I mean, we'll have some Aerobas giveaways coming out, but it's going to be for whatever their new plane is. Got some winds up here, it looks
Roger,
like.
just making sure you got that. You did not read it back.
Dude, we are hauling right now.
110 Alpha, traffic control between the Aurora Airport.
Right on that
Express
barber
service
pole.
Terminated. Report confusion by far in the air on the ground. This frequency change approved.
Do, 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 do. 153. Yeah, I've been seeing like between 130 and like 160.
On the 21, 41.
All this talking, all this job talking. I don't even have one. Yeah, one of these days. What's the CRJ release hype? Swole, good to see you, man. The Aerosoft CRJ came out this week, and everybody's excited about it. So I figured I should at least mention it in my title. I was originally tonight I was going to fly the CRJ 200 by Jay Rowland, but that plane doesn't work at all right now for me. Like I couldn't even get the batteries to turn on. So we're in the 757 instead. But yeah, it was going to be CRJ release hype, and I was going to be flying the CRJ 200 because it would have been funny, but it didn't work. I'm buffering, but it's probably because I'm downloading. That would do it. SMMCLA. Why is Stock Clouds better than X Enviro? I have no idea, but they kind of are. I don't know. Like X Enviro still does some stuff the Stock Clouds don't. But yeah, the CRJ stuff is a joke. We're just being dumb. Patatucci, welcome aboard. Anything for Android or Windows that even come close to FlightFactor? Garmin Pilot, I think, is your best bet. I think Lost Kiwi, if he's still here, uses Garmin Pilot. Polecat's live. All right. He usually goes live this time of night on Fridays. 13, you got, yeah, Leighton, you got way more than enough time, dude. Matt Moore, 37, good to see, man. Do you think a GTX 1063 gigabytes good for X-Plane? 3 gigabytes of VRAM is pretty low, dude. Not gonna lie. Let's see. GPU Z. So just to give you a reference, I am using 6.3 gigabytes of video RAM right now.
Get at 895 Charlie, 030 vector for spacing.
So 3 gigabytes, you're going to be a little bit quite restricted in what you like. You're going to definitely turn the texture resolution down and all that.
Yeah, the schedule was the internal spacing into Las Vegas.
Alright, you're at 895.
Slow down, Max. Yeah, so I think it's a good card, but I think that the 3 gigabytes of VRAM is limiting. I would seriously say that you should see if you can find a deal on a 1070. I know it's like double the price, but the 1070 is more than double the card than a 1060 in my opinion.
I was just joking. So you want to ask the guy in front if you can go a bit faster?
Flying center 457 second.
I'm giving her all she's got, Captain. I can't go any faster in this airplane. Max, you got a 60-knot overtake on me, man. I'm doing 500 over the ground. Like, we're moving pretty quick. Did you ask SG for a review copy of the CRJ? I mean, I'll get a review copy of the CRJ when it's ready. Ben Fielder, where am I going after this? Probably done flying tonight. I'm probably going to go do some studying. Yeah, you can X-Plane's on the flight or on both Android and iPhone. Run pretty well on 4 gigs. I used 4 gigs for a while. You definitely have to turn the texture resolution down a bit, but yeah, I think that like 3 gigabyte is probably the minimum. Like I would consider 4 gigabytes nowadays to kind of be the minimum. It's unfortunate that X-Plane has such piss poor performance when it comes to the AMD cards, because those RX 480s and RX 580s are pretty damn good cards, and offer, you know, a ton of RAM.
Flying center 457 is on a maintain 3000.
I think the RX 480s, they're 8 gig cards, aren't they?
Navigation.
I had a 480. I'd send it to Lumberhacks. How much RAM did they have on them? I don't remember. Whatever. But yeah, I mean, X-Plane's performance with the AMD cards are not fantastic, which is unfortunate. 964 gigabytes does the job. Cool. Master Matt 21, welcome aboard. What CRG release was the release for it? Well, it's for the Aerosoft. The Aerosoft came out this week, so we're super excited about it. So excited we're flying the 757 by FlightFactor. Do you have the JEP test prep book, or did you do some studying and quizzing software? I'm using the ASA Prepware software. Prepware.com. Combined with studying using the FAA handbooks. I can attest to piss poor performance in AMD cards. The reason I had to switch to a 1070 even though I had an R390. Yeah, I know. Like, it's gotten better, but it's still not worth. Like, and that's the thing. Like, I had an RX 480. That card was amazing. Like, the RX 480 was such an amazing card. It's just like OpenGL was crap. Say again for Boeing 717.
Boeing 717, connect LA set at 133.55.
3355, Boeing 717. Great night.
Flying center 457, turn left heading 360.
33. Do not overshoot this. 55. Los Angeles Center, Boeing 717, 350. Who do we have?
Boeing 7.
Okay, you don't say.
Boeing 717, LA Center cross, fuzzy at 16,000 at 250 knots.
Fuzzy at 16,000 and 250 knots, Boeing 717. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
That's 1354 Las Vegas.
That restriction's already in.
Contact, climb, maintain 16,000. You're clear direct.
We will clear the restriction at MyCal.
Climb, maintain 16,000.
So we're just going to use the VNAV. We can use the VNAV to take us down.
3,
so once we hit ESA, we'll do a descend now on the descend tab.
At 895 LA Center, Roger.
Roger.
Boeing 717 Las Vegas, altimeter 2986.
86 717.
Lines 1354, turn 20
Could there be a flight sim for a phone and not a console? Because there's more market on the phone and they're on consoles. I don't know. Ask the guys who make the flight sims, dude.
Lines 1354, Victor 5.
What am I studying or testing for? I'm taking my PPL written exam tomorrow. And Nolani 34, welcome aboard.
1354, that's Victor 538, not Victor 8.
Happy Friday, it's good to see you. Took them 7 years to make the plane. Remember that went through 2 different developer groups. The last group was only 1 person. Yeah, I don't know. The joke with that Aerosoft plane is, holy crap, it finally came out. And it's actually not bad. Like, I think I've heard some generally positive things said about it. All right. Oh, crap. 16,000 feet we're cleared down to.
And at 895, cross fuzzy at 16,000, 250 knots, Las Vegas, altimeter 2986.
Fuzzy at 16, 250, United 895.
Both the controller and Max sound like they're dead. We're going to go ahead and make this descent right now. Hope you guys are okay with that. All right, that's good.
360, lost its ground, roger, runway 25 right, taxi via Charlie.
Some of the sounds are from the Airbus series. Yeah, well, you know, use what you can. 250! 250, not 256, not 260, 250. That's a weird tile down there. Good old military routes down, or military operations. Crappy ortho over those. 20 minutes. Be down in Vegas in no time. You guys do anything fun this weekend? You got my test tomorrow. We got some friends coming over for dinner tomorrow evening, which would be nice. I'm going to go do a cross-country on Sunday. Dinner with my in-laws. And then it's all vacation prep, man. I'm gonna stream on Sunday as well. I'm gonna stream Sunday afternoon for a bit. I think I should be able to. And then, yeah, then it's vacation prep. So I'm flying out on Thursday, heading to Indiana for a weekend. Gonna see the DCI finals on Saturday. I'm gonna do a dual cross. I need drag.
American 3, it's Santa Barbara clearance on request standby.
Fuzzy at 16,000. We're going to make Fuzzy at 16,000, I think. Are we doing okay here? No, I guess we're doing okay. It thinks that we're high.
895 requesting direct Fuzzy.
Yeah, so...
895.
Yeah, we're going to do a dual cross-country in Indiana. I'm taking a buddy of mine up for the very first time. He's never been up in a general aviation plane before. So it should be really fun. We'll have an instructor with us, though.
American 308, you're clear to
and
the
then,
Las Vegas
yeah, it's off
Airport,
to Portugal, man.
departure,
I
Navy
cannot wait for
transition, Dennis
vacation.
5,
I'm so excited.
maintain
But I'm going to have a
30
stream on Sunday.
Squawk 23,
And I'm going to have a
42.
stream on Wednesday as well. And then we'll be done. Like, this is the last Friday stream for a few weeks now. I might try to kick off a vodcast next Friday of one of the older streams, but I won't actually be back live on Friday for another 3 weeks. I'm going to miss you guys.
Back to it. Alive 1354, contact LA.
Can I run through my manual calculation for finding top of descent? Absolutely. So, what is going on? The speeds in this thing are all over the place right now. I think the VNAV is having some problems at the moment.
Alive 1354, LA Center, Roger Laughlin, altimeter 2971.
We want to see that descent. We want to see that banana bar on Fuzzy. And it's not there right now. Okay, it's coming back now. Yeah, so manual descent. So let's say that we're at 26,000 feet. And we need to go to 10,000, or we need to go to 16,000 feet. So we'll do some pretend time here. So we were at 26,000. We want to head down to 16,000 feet. So we want to take the difference of that. The difference of that is 10,000 feet. Okay, so 10,000. What you do is you lop off the zeros at the end. You just take basically the first two digits. So we have 10. Take that times 3. Not 2, but 3. That comes out to 30. So what that tells us is that at about 2,000 feet per minute, we would need 30 miles to make the descent from 26 to 16,000 feet. And what you'll notice is we have a little bit less than that to go, but we are roughly 30 miles from Fuzzy right now. So this is 20, this is 40.
Do me a favor, cross Fuzzy at 280 knots now.
All right, Fuzzy, 280 knots, Boeing 717. All right, so we'll come to legs, 280 slash. We'll update that.
360 Las Vegas Tower, runway 25, right clip takeoff.
Should have updated the restriction. Yep. So you'll notice we're about 30 miles. We're a little bit less than 30 miles now from Fuzzy, but that's the shorthand math way of figuring out your descent. So if we were at 36,000, so let's just change that to 36. Because that's where we started at. We were at 35, actually, is what we were at. And we had to go down to 16,000 feet. That right there is a difference of 19,000. So we would have taken the 19 times 3, which is 57. Yeah, 57. So we would have needed 57 miles to get down. And I would usually round that up and maybe add a few to it. So I would probably have said 65 miles out, we should start down. But that's your shorthand way of calculating your top of descent. And I'm going to fly eventually the FlyJ732 is going to come out of beta, and we'll be able to actually, like, fly it. But, yeah, once we're able to fly that thing, you'll see me doing a lot more manual calculations and whatnot, because it has no VNAV. What type of plane am I flying to Portugal? Probably an A310. An Airbus A310, notable because it is a steam gauge Airbus airplane. And it has a yoke. It's kind of a piece of crap. But yeah, they have some A330s, but we'll be flying a 310 over there. And then once we're there, we'll have the Dash 8 Q400. Stupid question, is the CRJ release hype the Aerosoft, not J-Rollins? That's correct, Huff Daddy.
Vector for space, maintain
welcome aboard, Huff Daddy. Good to see you.
170 on the heading, 16,000.
Tyson, man, we get it, buddy. I'm gonna ask that you not do that anymore, please. Psycorp, welcome aboard. It's good to see you. 37 Bravo, hope that helps, man. Every week somebody explains to me how that function works and how it makes sense. And every week I forget about it. So, like, I just know that it works. Send a tweet with an I pass tomorrow. Absolutely, dude. Yeah. For sure. And I'm hoping to pass and then get up and do some pattern work too. Because I want to practice some short field and soft field landings. Not sure if it's my end of the stream, but the audio keeps vanishing. It shouldn't.
Boeing 717, contact Las Vegas approach 125.9.
125.9 or Boeing 717. You might be buffering then if the audio is disappearing. All the viewers are vanishing, man. They're like, no, I can't deal with this tonight. We're taking off. I think Twitch is having some problems tonight, though. Like, the viewer count's been, like, all over the place, which usually means that people are refreshing or just generally having issues. Let's grab the Vegas weather. 0305, 10 mile visibility, fuel clouds 10,000, broken 22,000, 30 Celsius, altimeter 2986. 2986. Las Vegas approach, Boeing 717, 17,000 descending 16,000 at fuzzy, and we have the Las Vegas weather.
At 722, SoCal approach, roger, expect localizer.
Did I say United or meant Boeing? I meant to say Boeing.
All right. 95, left direct, thanks for your help.
There's 280 knots.
Boeing 717, Las Vegas approach, descend via Sunset 3 arrival, expect visual approach, runway 1 left.
Descend via the Sunset 3, expect visual 1 left, or 19 left, Boeing 717.
Boeing 717, visual approach, runway 1 left.
Visual for 1 left, Boeing 717.
Delta 360, contact departure.
Pop you in, go back to VNAV. What's the bottom of the sunset?
Las Vegas departure, Delta 360, 7,000.
8,000 feet.
360, Las Vegas departure, radar contact, climb maintain, flight level 190, clear direct offs.
Flight level 210, Delta 360.
Okay, no restrictions to Traeger. Next restriction is IPUMI at 11,000 and 230 knots. So we're going to have a big slowdown coming up here at Traeger, or at IPUMI. In a row, ref, index, approach, flaps 30, so 30/131. With any luck, we'll actually get to use the flaps this time. It's on a pretty good path now. It's actually on a good path, and it's given, and the plane is giving it giving us some gas. So we should actually be able to slow down here.
Delta 360, sorry about that. Clear direct Peach frames.
Stream is fine. Watch the 720 60 feet. Cool. Alex, welcome aboard. Good to see you. He left the APU on. Yeah, we left the APU on because that. I'll explain later, Kiwi. We had some problems.
95, contact Las Vegas approach.
I intentionally turned the APU back on because I was having some comm issues on the ground. And it turns out if the APU's not on, well, I don't know. We left the APU on. We'll leave it at that. And it was an intentional decision.
We had an 895 heavy 16,000 whiskey.
Hey, 95 heavy Las Vegas approach, roger. Would you like runway 1 left or 25 left?
I will take.
To be honest, Joe hasn't been around for a while. Joe never really controlled when I was around, so I haven't paid attention either way.
On the sunset for the visual.
How am I bringing FlightFactor up on my sim? I use a program called AirServer. AirServer is running on my streaming PC, and I have a button I can press to do a window capture on AirServer.
140, send a maintain 10,000 vector final.
140, 10,000. Vector's final, Boeing 717. All right, so 140.
Delta 360, contact center,
Select.
124.85.
So 4.85.
140.
360.
And 10,000. We'll take the VNAV off. We'll go to speed mode. Vertical speed mode, and then speed mode comes up.
Delta 360, LA, and climb, maintain, flight level 210.
We'll just keep the speed up again for him till we get down a bit. Once I hit 10,000, I'll bring the speed back to about 240. Airport should be right there, yeah. Yep, there it is. Got the airport, got the strip. I'm not going to call it just yet, though. Make him vector me in just a little closer. Who's controlling me? I don't know, one of the PilotEdge controllers. I don't know this guy's name. Pan Am 747, welcome aboard. LAPD Productions, good to see it. Do you watch live PD? Not really.
Heading down to 10, you know.
That stuff's not really my interest. I can certainly appreciate what they're doing, or what they're trying to do with it, but like
717 to maintain 9,500.
9,500 Boeing 717. All right, 9,500. We'll bring the speed back now to 240. Bring the speed brakes out. Our spoilers are what are they speed brakes or spoilers in this case? I think it's spoilers.
722, contact approach 124.35.
3, bring all the lights on. Actually, most of the lights on. I'm gonna nose up a touch here because she's real slippery right now. Does not want to slow down.
17, turn left heading 100, contact approach 135.0.
100, 350, Boeing 717. 100, 35.
Yeah, 722, silk out, roger.
These damn radios. Vegas approach Boeing 717, 10,300 to 9,500.
717, Las Vegas approach route, just gonna maintain 7,000.
7,000 Boeing 717. Yeah, we get speed now to 210 now. He's vectored us in really close to the airport. I want to get the speed back so I can start getting the flaps up.
Inside, 10 o'clock, 16 miles.
Inside 717.
717, thanks. Clear visual approach, 1.1 left.
Go for the visual approach from me, 1 left, Boeing 717. Vegas Tower on 1 left is 1875.
Boeing 717, maintain 10 knots or greater.
Say again, 717?
717, maintain 210 knots or greater, and then I'll slow you down as you get close.
210 or greater, 717.
At 895, contact approach 135.0.
At least get 1 notch of flaps out there.
At 722, it's going to maintain 5,000.
Las Vegas approaching at 895 heavies out of 10.8, descending 10,000 whiskey. Get the airport in sight.
895 heavy, Las Vegas approach, thanks. It's going to maintain 9,500.
All right, just gauge the autopilot.
9,500, 895 heavies.
My airplane. Vegas field height is
895
like 2,400, I think.
757 on final.
2181.
You got more weight than he does.
I know. Still gotta let you know.
I appreciate that. Thank you. We'll caution the weight. 895 heavy.
God, these planes are real slippery. What's my flap speed for flaps 5? We screwed this up last time. 220 knots and then 210 for 15.
I'll disregard.
Alright.
Alright, let's go auto brakes 2. Arm to speed brake. Next notch of flaps.
717, main 180 knots at greater till 5 mile final. Contact Las Vegas Tower 11875.
180 till 5 mile final over to tower, Boeing 717.
A95 reduce speed to 210.
Alright, that's the 5 mile mark right there. We are super high, but we can fix that. Let's get some speed brakes out. Auto throttle off.
A95 heavy, thanks. Follow that traffic. Clear visual approach, only one left.
Good lord. Tower, Boeing 717, visual, 1 left.
Boeing 717, locking
Here.
tower 10305, only one left to the land.
Good land, runway 1 left, Boeing 717. Lawn dart mode engaged.
And at 722, turn right heading 180, it's going to maintain 4,000.
I hate coming in on the ones into Vegas. I absolutely hate it. You're always high and fast. What is the next notch of flaps? 185? Yeah, I don't have that yet. Let's pull the nose up a bit. We'll get it on 185. A little more drag here.
Yeah, 895 heavy, you're 7 miles behind the 7.
This is flying. This is how flying by the numbers works, right?
Reduce to maintain 180, now still 5 mile final, and contact Las Vegas Tower 18.7.
Okay, there's the 5 mile final. I can bring my speed back now. Approach speed is 131 knots. That was me hitting the rudder.
At 895 heavy for 1 left, now 180 knots till 5.
And at 722, turn right heading 250.
Yep.
And at 895 heavy, Las Vegas Tower 10305, rolling 1 left to the land.
Well, 1 left, yeah, 895 heavy. How about 1 right, any chance?
Now 895 heavy, roger, change to runway 1 right, you clear the land, traffic's at 75 for the left side, caution wake turn west.
Cool land 1 right, at 895 heavy, roger.
Alright. Flaps full. We should be able to get this thing down. Bring the speed brakes in. Disarm the speed brakes. Or arm the speed brakes, I should say.
From Rebo, maintain 4,000 till established on the localizer, clear localizer, runway 27 approach.
I don't know. Good enough, right? I could have definitely managed that approach better. But you're coming in on the ones. This is how the ones go in Vegas. At least in my experience.
Sync rate.
Yeah, we're good. Don't worry about it. Okay, gear down 3 green. Flaps are down and set. Lights are set.
By level 230.
Runway's in sight. Clearance has been received. We're landing. Tactical approach. In fact, I think that's the name of tonight's stream.
Pull up. 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 Pull up.
Okay, I'll pull up. Don't mind if I do.
Pull up.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
San Luis ground, Skyhawk
Down.
363 Romeo at transient parking, departing to the east with Bravo.
Like a glove.
Yeah, 4363 Romeo, San Luis ground, you said.
Okay, reverses out. Decel.
Departure to the east, 4363 Romeo.
Manual braking.
4363 Romeo, runway 29 taxi via Alpha.
29er via Alpha, 4363 Romeo.
Stow those reversers. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They said San Luis. San Luis, KSBP. It's an airport.
Welcome to Las Vegas. Are you parking at a GA ramp or are you going to the terminal?
We'll head over to Alpha Gate, Boeing 717.
717, roger. Turn right, hold short, runway 1 right.
Okay, right, hold short 1 right, Boeing 717. We got 2 control towers because somebody didn't know how to use the exclusions. This airport is completely hosed right now.
And at 722, contact Limburg Tower, 118.3.
Crap, this airport is hosed.
Limburg Tower.
Welcome to scenic Las Vegas.
Established localizer 27.
Where literally nothing looked correct.
300 at 7, runway 27, clear to land.
Runway 27, clear to land, United 722.
What a mess. How bad does the strip... Oh. Actually, the strip doesn't look that bad. There's our landing traffic. Is he going around? Or did he stop? No, he stopped. Got a floater.
At 895 Heavy, welcome to Las Vegas.
I'm surprised that he's floating because he shouldn't be. Like Keith should have fixed that.
895 Heavy.
Boeing 717, fall to 747, that's on November. Taxi via Delta, ground point 9er.
Taxi Delta, ground point 9er, followed to 747, Boeing 717.
895 Heavy on Delta for 55 Bravo.
21 9er.
Alright, Delta Golf, it's actually Delta 55, 895 Heavy.
Roger.
Ground Boeing 717 is on Delta, turning on November behind the 747.
Boeing 717, Las Vegas ground, safe parking.
Alpha Gates.
Boeing 717, roger, taxi to parking via Delta, good day.
Parking Delta 717, have a great night.
San Luis Tower, Skyhawk 4363 Romeo is holding short runway 29er.
This airport's completely screwed up. Completely screwed up. Nothing is right. It's all wrong.
San Luis Tower, eastbound departure cruise, runway 29er, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 29er, 4363 Romeo.
Yeah, dude, the views are all over the place. It's fine. It's one of those nights. Alright, I'm not going to shut the plane off or anything. We're just going to disconnect. We'll go look at the replay, and then we'll call it a night. Check out my steep approach, guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's lawn dart mode. Tactical approach is what it was. Write that one down. Ended up being okay, though. Transitioned out of the steep approach pretty good. As soon as we got on the glide slope there. Even had to add a touch of power there at the very end, which I was surprised about. There's the flare. Flare, 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 flare. Kissed it! Kissed it, man! Look at that! The rest of it was garbage, but the touchdown was pretty good. That's usually not how it goes. Alright, one more. And by one more, I mean a couple more. There's the first flare, which was incorrect. Keep flaring, keep flaring, keep flaring, keep flaring, keep flaring. Keep that nose up. There we go. Not bad, not bad, not bad. For as crappy as that approach was. Alright, this is the last one, and we'll call it a night. Viva Las Vegas. And they have no idea what I went through to get this plane on the ground. Not at all. Ooh. Ooh. I'll take that. I'll take that as an end of the night there. It was a little bit of a train wreck here and there, but overall I think it went pretty well. I'll take it. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all so much for coming out tonight. It was a pleasure. It was a blast. I'm shooting for doing a stream on Sunday, assuming that I have time to after I do my other stuff. So that's the goal. If you guys miss me on Sunday, then I'll be live on Wednesday. We'll be doing flight sims both days. If you miss all of those, then I will see you in a few weeks because I'm going on vacation next week and then the week after that. So guys, thank you all so much for stopping by. Have a great night. Go say hi to Aerosim Gaming tonight. He'll probably be where I'm going. And yeah, toodles.